pee, man. It's just light lemon water right here. So I got my. It's just look like partially hydrated and shit. I had to take speaking on business, had to take the label off. They ain't pay me no fucking money. So,
bro, you the same as me, man. I took all the Milwaukee tools back. I was like, they ain't sent me no check.
Yeah.
No, bro, you ain't getting in there.
Yeah, cool.
I'm the same way,
kick
man.
Kick this shit off, man. All right, what's going on YouTube? It's going to be Donnie coming to you from Misawa, Japan, Pinku Style Garage. It's going to be episode number 127, moving it up. And the thing is, I got two of the guys that starred in the most of them and everything, man. So you want to get on the podcast, again, podcastpinkustyle.com. Shout out to Andrew Henderson, last podcast again. I'm not sure if you checked it out, Lex. He had chimed in from Zach's podcast. He emailed me, and he's paralyzed in his right arm, and still making it happen, man.
Yep, I think he popped in the YouTube comments of my catastrophe last week.
Yeah, solid cat. Yeah, then on that, like I say, towards the end, I guess we didn't even really talk about, other than the ads, which I got right here, Bridge Moto. Mm-hmm. He's like, he's going to get with you, Alan, to get some gloves made to, possibly push out there to the other guys who got one limb or whatever, man. I think, if I'm correct, Lex, Zach's deformity is in his right arm as well, or his left arm. I believe it's his right arm.
Yeah, was it his left? No. Yeah, it's his right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of great. They both, have the things there. So before we kick it off, guys, again, I've always plugged the Bridge Motor gear and stuff like that. And so again, I got the guy here who makes. So I got the helmets right here. Got the steering wheels, pretty cool, like bubblegum pink and everything. Toe straps and the gloves right there. So again, go over and check out Bridge Moto. Speaking to the guy right now, Alan Newsome. So get the stuff there. So all the suits and all stuff like that. Definitely check them out. Again, like I said before, man, it's different. There's a lot of opportunities and a lot of things out there for you guys to get into. But this support, whoever it is. I mean, I'm supporting Alan because he's my guy. And but whoever it is, man, make sure if you got a buddy in your circle that's selling safety gear, like support him first. Before you go out and support people who don't give a damn about you or just want to collect that check and do what you gotta do in that stuff, man. So moving forward, man. Again, man, this was I put it out there. As the guys who follow me on Facebook scene, I put it out there. Hey, man, if you guys are in the business, I want to talk to two to four people. Lex, I know Lex has stuff going on with his car and everything. We'll speak about that because he's revamping that. And I knew Alan was going to chime in, man. But the thing is, nobody else did. So I know I got more people on my timeline that's business centric. I'm busy as hell. I run a one man shop just like Alan. So really don't have remorse or not remorse, but sympathy for guys saying, got time, especially when you got fucking 12 people working for you. So it is good. It is what it is, man. I'm not begging nobody. I'm just thankful for Lexis, as always, for giving his time and Alan chiming in when he can, man. So starting with Alan, man, since I wouldn't say you're the guest, but, Lex appears more than you. So, like, how's everything going right now currently where you at, man? And what's new on your end, man?
Oh, man, I'm blessed, man. Every time I wake up, I'm blessed. So let's start there. But, man, just staying busy, trying to drop some new product as usual, never settling for the same. So, got some things in the works for a 2022 drop.
Yep.
Those are definitely coming up. Expanding some of our track wear and shop wear, as well as going into some cool stuff that I'm doing with the shop far as performance parts. So, but we'll get into that specifically a little later.
Yeah. Now, definitely we'll get some of the new gear, man. I like the new retro style gear, man. A lot of people, they used to see back in the day with the Japanese shops, and now they kind of faded away. Then you got to, these are selling like Nismo jumpers, Nismo jumpsuits for like $600, $700, $800 now, man. So it's cool to see that retro flair with the Bridge Motor, new age stuff, bringing it in and everything, man. Lex, what's been going on with you? And other than the FD and its many parts right now. I mean, FC. Don't really disrespect FC like that, man.
Actually, the hood is right there. I need to finish trimming some glass on it, but busy, very busy. I don't know. I think I'm being a teenager again or something. I don't know what's happening.
You mean like all over the place?
Dude, last night I accidentally got in a high-speed chase. Cops pulled up in front of my house.
Oh.
I didn't know they were chasing me.
Oh, were you in a car or bike?
Oh, in my RX-8 in the track car. I went to a meet. Oddly, I don't. And some dudes wanted to race. I was like, get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. Hey man, it
no tickets though, no tickets, no citations. Dude actually ended up being super cool. He was an RX-8 enthusiast.
Yeah,
and
that's why he was following you. He was trying to get those.
That's what my wife
was like, hey man,
she said, nah, he happened to see the car and liked it.
He was like, yeah man, can you tell me like what's your camera settings and everything? Like, dude, just go ahead and give me the ticket so I can get out of here, man. So
I just I was just more or less, you know how us as adults are going through whatever.
Yeah.
You learn how to eat people.
Yeah.
So at first he was intense. He had the hammer pulled on me and everything. And I'm like, shit. Right? Yeah. But once I saw his demeanor change and stuff, I was like, oh, we're getting somewhere. And I just was waiting for it to taper off. And then when it tapered off, I just started showing him pictures and shit. Like, hey. And it cool from there. So that was it.
It kind of seemed like a small town, like, you know, in Cali, everybody, you know, I see it as, because I never really, other than being in the airport, I never really been there, so I don't know the vibes of different places. So I'm seeing like your place is like I mean, it's huge, but it's like a small town vibe. Like I said, I was talking to Alan, when I was in Atlanta, and this is our first time really like on air together since the Atlanta trip, so we can recap that a little bit too. But like being down in Georgia, man, I really enjoyed being down there, man. Like I like the, you know, I mean, it was weird because I mean, you're like generally the only black 6 foot dude walking around. Then it was me, another almost 6 foot guy. So it was, dude, you should have seen the faces. A lot of guys walk up in there with a lime green, a blue jumper and an orange jumper, and they're like, "Fuck's these dudes doing, man?" Like, you know what I mean? And but it was cool, man, because everybody, you know what I mean? I do like about Georgia, man. Everybody, you know what I mean? They may have, you know, given a vibe look, but they stayed in their zone, and that's what I liked. Nobody was like outwardly coming out and like pointing and doing shit, and everybody know you too, man. So everybody know you there. So well, I
mean, you've been there for a while, right? So I mean, my short time there, Georgia is kind of what you make it, right? Like, from what my experience was there, it's pretty big. If you wanted to be into Pokemon Go exclusively, you could just enjoy your Pokemon Go. Yeah, there's forestry. You can, you know what I mean? Enjoy yourself and be in a little corner of any town. Even if you were right in the heart of Atlanta, you could just enjoy yourself. And it really seems like it's what you make it. Is that kind of accurate, Alan?
Oh, that's definitely accurate, man. That's one of the things I love about it. I lived a few places and I lived overseas for a while, but one thing I love what brought me back to Georgia, man, it's just like you said, you can spend an hour going north. You can be in the mountains, driving in the toge. You can drive 3 hours south. You could be at the beach, or you could be in the big mecca of Atlanta and get a vibe of everything, whether it's cultural food or whatever. So that's what I really love about it, man. It's just like you get a blend of everything without having to really even leave the state too much.
Oh shit, man.
But yeah, man, people here, I would say though, is like people are pretty much laid back. Like, no matter where you go, you're gonna get your dickheads. But that's few and far in between, in my opinion.
Shit, I got one right away when we went to that. Cause Lex, Alan had took me to. I never been in Waffle House. I don't know if you knew that was my first time ever in Waffle House that night.
That's crazy, bro.
So I didn't. And the thing is, like, I didn't even ask. I seen it. And it's just like instinctively, he's like, this dude probably hungry and shit. You know how it is. You travel, because I'm pretty sure we're all probably the same way. Where I'm that dude, man, that I'll be working fucking 15 hours, and then I'll look at the dude like, hey, fuck you looking at me for? Like, you hungry or some shit? And I'll be still working on my shit, and I'll be like, oh man, you hungry? You want to go get something to eat or whatever? So I got better with it, but back in the day, dude, I'll work for 10, 12 hours straight. I wouldn't even take a drink. I just gotta get this engine done, wire harness done, and I'm that guy. I'm that friend that don't really take breaks every 10 seconds to eat pizza and shit. And everything.
All of us, though, right? That's all.
Yeah.
He took me to Waffle House, man, and the it's like I've seen everything like inside of 5 minutes, not at 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
When
I know exactly what you mean.
When I walked in the door, the dude, like, it was the dude sitting there. I scanned. It was 2 ladies behind the desk. There was a cook and another dude. My Iraq shit. I just like know how many people was in the building, and we sat in the corner, and I said I had my eyes on it. I can't help that shit. So anyway, I walked in the doors. The dude sitting at the thing like he was just finishing up, had a coffee, and he just kind of looked side eyed at us. I'm like, oh fuck, man, it's gonna be like that. Then the chick greeted us, and I was like, oh, they chill. And then like some high school kids came in, like in a I think it was a beat up Accord or some shit like that. And one dude didn't have no shirt on. She's like, hey, honey, you gotta get out of here with no shirt. And I was like, so I seen everything inside of 3 minutes. I was like, all right, it's cool here, man. So it was good stuff, man. So it was definitely a fun time, man. And I got in kind of a subject of the day, man. I got to link up with naturally LZ1, who Lex you spoke about too in previous podcasts. And kind of because I didn't know the guy, and then I'm like, Lex, I rock with you pretty good. And I'm like, dude, based off default, anybody who you say to me is good to go is good to go. Anybody who's not, Lex is not going out of his way to be like, nah, man, I don't fuck with that dude. So the fact that you like, hey, man, you had LZ around your family, y'all chopped it up, stuff like that. And then Alan, we talked about at the Atlanta thing, which Alan brought that together. And I didn't even expect to run into LZ or whatever. And we just had a natural meeting, just me and him by the truck. Then I shipped over to Alan. So that was a talking point. So everything kind of, it revolves around, man, and it links up, man. And that was the kind of the premise of today, because the first thing I seen this morning was, very first thing I seen was Lex's text. Hey, man, I told you, kind of summing it up. We talked about it. Yeah. And then like the day before, Alan, we want to get on that. I was like, dude, it's perfect, man, because what we're going to talk about, Lex, man, is pretty much this business, man, like, getting started. It don't matter, like, people, they think they got to be a multi-corporation. It's like, dude, your business could be selling buttons or selling gloves or selling shirts or whatever. It doesn't matter. You making money naturally, organically, is business. It doesn't matter if you got a tax ID or whatever, man. So we talked about which come a bunch, and we kind of predicted all this stuff with the way it's going. We seen it like a while ago. And you know what I mean? And it's one of those things where people think like, RTR is doing their thing and they're on top. And then LZ is doing his thing and he's on top, and that's where they're at. And it's always, as we see, man, it's always avenues to make shit happen, man. So collectively, man, I like to have both of you guys' opinions on whatever the merger and how's it good for the drifting and stuff like that, motorsports overall, man.
Well, this is new news to me. So basically, you're telling
me that you were working when it came up.
Yeah, I was working.
Yeah.
So RTR basically picked up AdamLZ, and he's going to be under the umbrella of that team. Well, not only, correct?
If I'm correct, because I watched a little bit of video, Lex, they picked up, RTR bought the whole LZ's thing, right? Or just LZ?
So, no, but bringing LZ on brings LZ's whole LZMFG.
Squad.
It brings LZMFG, it brings Drift HQ, it brings Adam's viewers. It's a brilliant move. But we've seen the writing on the wall. I don't remember what episode back we said Formula D needs new blood.
Yeah.
So the new guys are going to have to go with the old guys. We already said who was going to be the old dude to bring in somebody new. And we kind of knew it was going to be Vaughn, because Vaughn did this for Chelsea years ago. And he saw how lucrative it was. Not even lucrative, because I shouldn't say it's. Let's not even talk about the nominal amount that goes between hand in hand Chelsea buying his way on the team. Let's just say RTR as a brand became not just Vaughn. When you see an RTR car pull to the line, visually, you know it's RTR. Audibly, you know it's RTR. And then when the two guys drive, it's RTR. Like, it just made the brand go up. So what he's doing with Adam is stepping into the digital wave, because Chelsea's an old school dude. He's like us. We're lumberjacks, and we barely know how to use the internet, right? Like, we use it enough to know because it's our generation, but Adam is the tech of what this is going to end up being. Adam has more followers than probably the RTR Instagram, Chelsea Denofa's Instagram, and Von Gitten's Instagram together. The move is so brilliant because within the first 6 minutes of that 33-minute video, on a business side, you guys are business owners. You got to understand exactly what RTR does to their cars exactly how many RTR cars are around, history of RTR cars, and identifying the difference in the RTR cars. First 6 to 7 minutes of a 33-minute video. Right? That was brilliant. Vaughn doesn't have to do it. Vaughn doesn't have to market, paid towards the marketing. All he has to do is be open and friendly to his homeboy, because essentially they're homeboys. Now they're business partners now, but they met. It was all a homie thing. So brilliant move. We saw it coming even before everybody in Maximum Drift Cast just confirmed LZ to, all that for so many weeks. But brilliant move. Kudos to Vaughn, because, I hear some guys, oh, well, he's doing it just because it's business. That's easy. That's automatic, right? Understanding the business acumen. They're both businessmen. They both know together what this does for them. Adam doesn't have to worry about putting his guys on the FD car. All of his team can now work on his play cars. All of his play cars can be up to snuff, perfect. There's no, hey, I need you guys on the play cars. I need you guys on the FD cars. None of that. It's just, hey, let's do what we do. When I need to, I get called out. A couple of y'all come with me. Let's go do this RTR thing. That's amazing. That's brilliant. Forgetting he gets media. You heard him say, hey, come hang by the shop, make content whenever you want. That means open invitation. Hey, what can I film, Vaughn? Film whatever you want. Open invitation. It's like Vaughn knows exactly what this is. Adam knows exactly what it is, and it's brilliant. So from y'all point of view, like, how do you see it, Alan, as far as like, what do you think the benefit of bringing a live camera in and a narrator? You know what I mean? It's like, of you know what I mean? Like, how do you see that relationship?
Yeah, I'll wrap it in two different notions. I look at it from a business side, and I look at it from a sports side. From a business aspect, I see that it's a smart move for Vaughn, because the last thing Vaughn wants to do is set up camera, get in front of the camera. He's great in front of the camera. He speaks well. He's very, very marketable, but he needs people to do that for him. And to bring in that crew that can set that in and actually not only do camera work, but actually be part of the team driving and mentoring the younger guys coming up, Adam included, obviously, sets a whole new avenue. It's almost like a reformance of, like, how like Drift Alliance at the beginning, they started to form together. It was different because they're all new, but you kind of start to see that alliance start to kind of build up. I see that from a business side, and I think it's smart, because it's just like, man, don't even make it complicated. It's like the Chicago Bulls. They want the guy coming out of college that's got the excellent record of doing well. He moved up to the pros. Now what do we need to do? We need to get him with the strength and conditioning coach. We need to get him with the defensive coach. We need to break him down and make him better. And that's exactly what they're going to do with Adam. You know how I know? Because look at Chelsea. Chelsea's never had a year like he had
exactly.
last year. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, what, top three? Top three?
Dude, case in point. Yeah, he even is good enough to the point where he makes suggestions for Vaughn, and Vaughn might take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, super consistent. And it wasn't Chelsea's driving. It wasn't his tenacity. It was the lack of a proper setup, the program. That's right. A car that's consistently doing, okay, when I do ABC, I get D every single time. And 99% of the time with RTR, that's what he's going to get. And with Adam having to, because he had struggles with the car setup, obviously that's going to formulate to his program, and you're going to see him now coming from top 15, top 10. He's going to start being top 8, top 6 for the year, So I think it's a really smart move. And just on a side note about what we were talking about, Donald, how we always said, like, instead of you sitting back and being like, oh man, these guys are making moves, I'm gonna hate on them because that should be me making those moves.
Handful lit.
Yeah. Listen to this. So I sat back when the Drift HQ and the adamlz merger came together. I was like, damn, well, that's one of my best distributors. Mm-hmm. Instead of me getting salty about it, I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna be quiet and see what happens. Mm-hmm. Boom. Soon as they moved into the compound, they hit me up. Hey, this Adam and Drift HQ, we want to restock everything you got. Boom, big ass order come through. So sometimes you can miss blessings by opening up your mouth and hating on somebody.
Mouth. Yep.
And see, here may come another blessing for me to slide and introduce my brand to RTR. You never know.
Yo, what's crazy, man, is like the stuff. If guys who are not really educated, first time watching the podcast, again, welcome. You've got to go back kind of in history. We don't. It's not a chronological podcast, but we kind of hit on some things, man. And one thing we always say, man, is how the circle is really small, bro. Like it's really like a few handful of circles within the whole thing, and everybody kind of knows each other. There ain't no FD driver that that's up there that they ain't really helped each other out one way or other, loan parts or did this or bought a trailer from JTP, not Allen's, but Adam's first trailer you said was from JTP, and like you can just trace all that stuff back. And then also we're the type of dudes like we're at Allen's house, and me and Allen shot a podcast at his garage. We're sitting there right now, but my camera's technical difficulties. My bad on that. And we were talking about the meeting, which I brought up to you, Lex. It was me, Alan, Tune by Forrest, Scott. It was a conglomerate of guys. No cameras, no mics, no nothing. Just dudes at the round table, just shooting the shit, having fun. And it would have been a great podcast. We had to edit some stuff out because there was some off the record stuff you didn't need to really hear about. But it was otherwise it was educational, man. And like guys that. We never met each other. I never met those guys. And then, by the end of the night, man, we're slapping hands and running laps in Gran Turismo and all that shit, man. So it was good stuff. But it's like, man, it's the circle is so small out there, man. Dudes don't realize, man, legitimately going out there and hating on people and saying dumb shit. Like, it's pointless, dude. Unless somebody's physically done something to you or your family, there's nothing to talk about online. There's only something to talk about between you and those two people who perpetrated whatever they perpetrated. So we're just older and we see it differently, man. And me is just like, I put up my thing already, I shared it on my timeline. Congrats. Because number one, it shows people who might think that I'm a Kanye type person. Because I can come across like that, the guys here in Masawa, and it's because they don't know me. And I'm like, dude, you got to understand where I'm coming from, my brand and what it is I do. So they're like, oh, this dude's like, high and mighty. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm running a fucking business in Japan as the only American with very little support outside of Japan or inside of Japan. So I got to keep it tight. So I don't go around like, bragging or whatever. But as you said, Alan, man, and Lex, too, man, the proof is in the pudding, man. The results speak. So you can say what you want to say, man, but he don't get that compound. And the cool thing, I liked it in the video, I did see enough of it. LZ's financer, which a lot of people don't want to believe. They think all that shit was YouTube money. No, he got financed by the same guy who financed RTR.
And he found that compound because Vaughn said, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
It just opened.
Yeah, so it's and like we kind of go back to the Atlanta Motorsports Park.
Atlanta Motorsports Park, yeah.
A&P for short. They're like A&P is cool. So we go back to A&P where me and Adam had a 5-minute unsolicited, natural passing conversation. He stopped by the truck. I was, whatever. We're out like the Lex because obviously the energy he had, he knew of me. He just didn't know me. So we shook hands, introduced ourselves, and we kind of talk about the other story too, Alan, if you want to bring it up because it's not a downplaying one about the way that his team approached because it wasn't Adam himself. But the way his team approached you about getting gear, and I think they learned from that the way, because I think you educated them on how not to approach people. So that was a learning moment that we could talk about that. But we talked, and I gave him my business card. I'm in Japan, blah blah blah. 5 minutes in and out. All right, man. I know you got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. Wrap up. See you later. We shook on it, and that was it. And that wasn't online. We didn't do a selfie or none of that shit. It was just me and him talking. No teams, and Alan was wrapping up his family. And this team was wrapping up that, man. So if you want to actually, since I brought it up, Alan, if you want to share because again, it's not, are you cool sharing it? It's not negative or anything, but I just kind of.
No. Okay. So yeah, long story short, it's just, I'm not a big social media guy. Right. And I didn't really know Adam at the time very well. I knew of him through Njuku because I have really good affiliation with Njuku Racing since I started my business. And so basically he reached out. Well, actually somebody on his team reached out and said, hey, we're interested in your gear. We want to see it, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, we'll be at Formula Drift Road Atlanta. And he said, okay, great. I think it was his first year. So he showed up.
Well, Pro 2?
The Pro 2,
okay.
yes. So not Adam, but one of his guys showed up and it was like, yeah, we want to get this, this, and this. Can you give it to us? And I was like, no, it don't work that way, man. I don't even understand like the program that you set up, what you're going to offer me. What's my ROI? So I basically educate them like, hey, man, you got to email me. We can have a business discussion and we can come to a mutual agreement that's going to be beneficial for us both.
Right.
And I think it was a learning moment because it was a learning moment for me. It's like, hey, maybe do a little bit more research on the potential of who's reaching out. But it's also a learning moment for his team member to say, okay, treat people with the same respect you would as you go into Bridgestone or whoever else.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good experience. And obviously it turned out great because he supports my business. Like Adam has came just a month and a half ago. He came up to the booth at VIR and he bought some gloves. He didn't ask for no discount, nothing. He just said, hey, how much is this? He paid my wife. My wife automatically gave him a discount because she knew he's affiliated with Drift HQ. And it was just a mutual respect. And then he did like a whole 15-minute video driving the gloves, using the gloves and everything. And we got to re-promo it. And it just works out great, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about mutual respect.
And a lot of people that are part of these entourages or staffs or employees or whatever, they need to understand as well, which I'm sure now that Adams and LZMFG is such a big entity now, I'm sure everybody's professionalism is up tenfold. Yeah. Now that they understand when you walk up to somewhere, there's a lot of people off camera. You may have been with LZMFG for a long time. We haven't seen you, so we don't know for sure if you're with this person. So if you're coming up, hey, can I get this? Yeah, you can get it for the price, right?
Exactly.
Like, oh no, I'm with LZMFG.
Yeah.
How do I know? I don't know. I don't
right,
know.
and at the end of the day, maybe he wasn't even really affiliated. Maybe he was trying to pull a fast one.
You could have gave just some random weirdo some stuff, and then think about the miscommunication that would have been. Like you hit up Adam and be like, "Yo, I gave you guys the stuff, man. I didn't see you wear it. I didn't see anything. Not like we had the understanding that you were going to do that, but where'd it go? What's up?" And he'd be like, "I have no clue what the hell you're talking about."
Right.
You know what I mean? So those people need to understand that. And I'm sure, like I said, Adam is professional enough and his business and organization runs at such a high enough level that everybody with him and his staff is courteous enough to understand those, because they get people that do the same thing. I'm so sure there's people that just, hey, dude, can I get this and that?
Bro, I told you that it was at the event at AMP. It was the timing was so. I walked by his booth like on the way to go to other places multiple times. And I peep game, man. Like I can see eye contact with certain guys. We actually, me and Alan being a 6 foot, Alan about 6'2".
Yeah,
I'm almost 6 foot. We're in the video.
I'm 6'4", bro.
6'4", yeah.
Yeah, respect.
So I'm 5'11". So we were in the video. So it was like you could definitely see your notice out there. Besides the point, but it's like we also, I'm not gonna roll up to him and try to discuss business in a line of which other people out there did, and me and Alan kind of talked about it. I don't know the guys personally, but they were coming up to Alan, and I peeped one guy, and Alan, we had some words after, and it's just like the dude was like giddy, like a dude, and he's an older cat, and I'm like, you shouldn't be. You should be like cool if you're gonna do any collaborations, but not to the point where like you got to maintain your. How can I say this without saying like it's not? I don't want to be a hater, but
like,
like
a composure,
right. If smoking the guy that rolls into my lot right now in that V8 Supra or whatever, right, and I can see it on my camera. I greet him just like I greet anybody else that rolls in the fucking lot, dude. Like, first of all, what do you want? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you don't need me for nothing. And like, you know, these guys, like, Facebook is hard to hide, man. These guys, Nakamura, all these other top of the elite, whatever guys pass through my area, right? They do stuff. And then, like, you know, when I'm down there in their area, dudes like, oh man, why you don't stop by Fab Five Racing or Fat Five Racing or whatever? Like, dude, because they didn't stop by my shit. So why the fuck am I gonna go out my way to support somebody who know what they know of me, but I'm just beneath them to show up? And it's like, you got to keep the same energy, man.
You know what I think it is? We're all in that same age range. I'm sure we have less than 5-6 years apart, all of us. Yeah. So we're in an age range where we could admire someone's hustles. We could admire a business transgression, right. But we never really got into that idolizing stage.
Right.
But the younger crowd, they idolize. And I'm not saying that's a negative thing or a positive thing, but I'm just saying that that's what I tend to see is like, you know, whatever that guy is using, they're gonna buy those socks. They're gonna buy those harnesses that guy's wearing. They're gonna get the shoes that he's wearing.
Right.
In my generation, I just didn't really see that as much. So I think it's more of an idolization thing. And versus us, we're like, that's a little D-riding to us. But.
I was at that meet yesterday and this is my bro. I've known him since he's 15. It's funny. It's hard because, you know, as men, we get stuck in a certain time period in our head. Mm-hmm. We don't be realizing we old ass men. We still think throwing touchdowns at Polk High. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, when you realize, damn, I've known this fool for mad long, almost 20 years, right? And then you look and he's just a regular dude to you. But when you go somewhere else, but he's a influencer or media celebrity to everybody else. So me and my boy, we just roll up, you know, we park and instantly people just go, you see him. I have my 360 camera just sitting on top of the RX-8 just to catch this element. You see people like, frozen, bro. They're frozen. Yeah. It's out the car and they're all, and it's funny because, like, 10 minutes of the most awkward staring and whispering, right?
Yeah.
When you could have just said,
"What's up, man?
Oh, what's up, blood?
Yeah.
How you doing,
bro?"
I got a funny story.
I got a funny story. Dudes trying to put together something to not sound awkward, but then they sound so awkward.
Yeah.
Like, he was laying in the bed. He didn't know nothing about the meat. I'm like, it's right around the corner from my house. I don't feel like going, but I'm going to go. But I'm not going to go by myself. Hey, yo, blood, roll with me real quick. He's like, all right, what car should I bring? Bring your roll. Like, all right, cool. Send me your location. I pull up, park, send the location. So I park off in the cuts. He come around. So then he doesn't post it because he didn't plan on this 5 minutes ago, right? When we pull up and these dudes are awkward, I didn't know you were going to be here, bro. Well, how would you know?
Yeah.
He never said that. Right? And it's like people, because of their love for celebrity, or I should say their access to their favorite people, right? It's very easy to access. Even if you don't get response back, you have access to it.
Yeah, you can see their personal life or whatever.
Yeah, so they're really awkward. Like I told you when I was in Vegas at SEMA and I fucking came around the corner to go to the bathroom to wash my hands and Asami Ariyamami is right there. It's like, yo, oh shit, we can't talk. I don't know Japanese. And I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, my was like, damn, I can't communicate with him. So I did, I drive RX-7s. A lot of experience. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate your work. And he's like, oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
rotary.
He understood that for sure.
Yeah. And then it was just like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom. Like, I'm not about to dick ride.
Yeah. About to follow him around the show and shit.
Nah, dog. You know what I mean? It's just like that when I sat and looked at all of these dudes and it would be like they're standing in a crowd and some of the people are talking. Some people that he's familiar with may have already talked with. And you see a dude standing for like 10 minutes, like,
bro, it's like that's the new shit, man.
And then they walk up and it's like,
that's some new shit.
Can I get a picture? Can you take a picture of him?
Yeah.
Can you take a picture with us? And then they take the picture and then leave. Yeah. And it's like,
that's it.
Because all this for is their timeline and their people, man.
What?
Yeah.
Bro.
Like, that's weird, dude.
Alan, what's the story you had, man?
I'm going to get to the story next, but just following up what he said, they're exactly what they do, man. So I'm really good friends with a guy named Johan that's actually, they call him John sometimes, but Johan, he's the guy that actually builds all adamlz's like personal stuff. He's, you know,
dude. Yeah.
The kind of heavy set Latin dude. But I've been knowing him way back in the day because basically he used to work for a Japanese engine importer, and got friends with him, and he would let me come into the warehouse and hand pick my engines back in Orlando. And so we just been friends ever since. But so anytime I'm at an event and I see Adam LZ booth, LZ manufacturer, I ain't looking for Adam. I'm looking for my homie.
You looking for your partner in there?
Yeah. I'm coming over the house. So me and him chatting it up. He'll find me sometimes first, but we just so happen to be chatting it up. Adam's probably 10 feet away. Dude, Adam, you can tell Adam is in the middle of something. Like he's on it. Buddy comes up. Hey, can I get a photo? He's like, hey, man, just give me 5 minutes to handle this business. I'm going to give you a photo, I promise, but just give me 5 minutes. And the dude looked like he was going to cry, bro. He looked like he got turned down for prom, bro, because he couldn't get that photo off automatic.
And they don't understand. He might have been in the middle of a thought that I just need to complete this sentence because I'll remember that part of the thought and it'll spark the next part. So just give me a couple seconds. Let me finish this sentence off real quick. All right, boom, picture. Thanks for supporting. I'm going to get back to, and then that would have been that.
That's it. That's it. You know how it is. Even with you with your girl, your wife, you'd be like, hold on, baby. Let me just finish this, what I'm doing, and I'm going to get right with you. But funny story. So I've been doing business with Yuri, Wiring Specialties, and Joseph that works there, a good decade. And so doing business and whatnot, they knew about my shop and shipping to me. They hit me up out of the blue. This was about 3 or 4 years ago. And they said, hey, Alan, I got a favor. I was like, what's up? What you got? I thought they want me to build something or work on something, whatever. He's like, I got a buddy that needs to host a quick meet. And he's coming up from Florida and he needs to host it in like the Atlanta area. I'm like, well, do you vouch for this dude? Because I got customer cars in here. I got my personal shit. I was like, this can't be like some weirdo shit. He's like, no, man, he's one of our customers, good friend. He's actually from Connecticut, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, who is he? And he was like, Ricer Miata. Never heard of him, right? Mm-hmm. And who's the Lex? I still don't know this guy's name, but you know who he is. He's friends with Adam. He's got like a kind of balding head. He does shows too. And he was on the episode when they were driving the BMW on the street and whatnot. He's a YouTuber. I don't know, but either way.
Tommy,
so
Tommy,
that's it.
The type of nigga you want to walk into a bar with and have a street fight with him. Not with him,
Tommy.
But him
That's the motherfucker, man.
Whoop niggas up with him. Yeah.
So, this is 4 years ago. So I never heard and don't know who the hell either one of them is. But I'm like, okay, Yuri asked me for a favor. Cool, I got you. So I said, hey, we're going to tell them to come at 8 p.m., but they got to be gone by 10 because I'm going home.
Word,
said, okay, cool. Yeah, he said, cool. Got you. I'll let him know. So, no joke, 6 o'clock. I keep my shop door. So I had a showroom.
Was this at your old shop?
My other shop, my old shop. So I keep the showroom locked because I'm in the back in the shop working on something. I want somebody to walk in the showroom and walk out with stuff. So do. It's 6 o'clock now. It meets at 8. I answer the door and say, hey, what's up? Young little kid. It had to be 16 at the most. Hey, I'm here for the meet. I'm like, yeah, the meet's at 6. I was like, 8. Excuse me. The meet's at 8. It's 6 o'clock. He was like, yeah, I know, but I drove all the way down from Arkansas.
Wow.
I was like, this is Georgia to Arkansas, no joke. He was like, you mind if I wait in the parking lot? I was like, okay, man, no problem. 10 minutes go by. I go back to the door. I'm thinking, like, he got to take a piss or something. I'm going to let him back in. It was 2 more people. They drove down from Tennessee. I was like, fuck it. I ain't even working in the shop now. What's going on? So, no joke, an hour before the meet, my whole parking lot was full of cars, and probably the oldest person there was like 20 years old. Full of lot. These guys show up. So this is when he had bought a R32 GTR, and he was doing the unveil on the trailer at my shop. But that's the first time I got to witness, like, oh my God, this YouTube shit and this following stuff is crazy. It's real, and I was never exposed to it.
Check this out. Check this out. We're standing there. One of the dudes was all out of breath and shit. He took the time to speak, right? So he's out of breath, and I'm a fly on the wall. I stand back. I don't mind playing the cut, so I stand back. They're talking. This nigga said, yo, they posted your car on the stories. And I said, oh, shit, he's here. And I drove down. I left work, and I drove over here. He drove about 45 minutes, left work, just to come down. Hopefully he was...
Like, you fired, motherfucker.
Right, he skipped out work.
I was like, damn, that's crazy. But that's how they do. Like when Adam has open house and shit, motherfuckers be driving down from wherever. The one dude, Dustin went to have a Fast and the Furious viewing party with subscribers. Come watch Fast and Furious with me. Okay, fools drove down from Canada. Drove down from Canada to go watch a 2-hour movie with people with their favorite. Bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. The access to these celebrities, when you just randomly say to your phone, hey, come kick it at Bridge Moto, come kick it at Tollgate Techniques. I'm going to rev the shit out of this new motor I put in the FC. I'm going to see how long it takes to blow up. Y'all
not long.
Right?
Well, it was already blown before, by the way.
No, but yeah, it could be Apex Hill gone and it barely idles, but but they don't know, right? But you could say that to your phone. No clue how many people you're talking to.
That's a good point.
Those people just know you're talking to them. Talking to me. And
hey, that's some psyche right there. I didn't think about it that way. You're right, man, because they feel like it's a one-on-one, but in reality, that thing is like this.
Yeah. In reality, you just opened a blank screen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Random, and then you put your phone right back in your pocket. But
no shit,
they saw it. When they saw it, you was talking to me, dog.
Yeah.
I'm away. You know what I mean?
And Lex, like, I mean, we had Zach on, and Alan, and I know you keep up with the podcast. Zach Coates, he came. Well, I was like, nah, man, this dude couldn't. Because he said it at the event, and I let it go over my shoulder, and I just kept talking because I was talking to him, his brother, and everything. He's like, yeah, man, I seen you post that you were going to come up, and so I drove from Florida. I was like, nah, dude, you didn't drive up here to meet me. He was like, I mean, pretty much that was one of the primary reasons, other than going to the event itself. I'm like, that's fucking crazy, and I didn't even put it out there like that. Other than Alan say, hey man, you want to drive on this event? And I was like, yeah, man, I'll clear the schedule. And you know, I mean, it was in multiple ways, man, because like I said before in my other podcast, that trip, man, was a good reset for me, because it's like when you're working at your shop or your business, you're in it. So like Lex said, we get older, but we stay in that mindset, and like that, even that goes for different other things too. You don't see what it is until you get away from it, and you can see it from the outside looking in. So just to be around Alan's shop right there, like, I mean, I pretty much lived in there for about a week, man. So it's like, it's cool to see the background. I know. I was there.
You know what you're looking at.
Yeah, yep. I know exactly where Alan's sitting there right now and what's behind him and stuff. And I see the FC right there and everything. That's FC, right? Yeah, right behind you.
That's kind of how I got in trouble last night. So, I've already said so. Some certain times, somebody is pulled up in front of the house on a motorcycle. Who the fuck are you? Why are you in front of my house? My family. Don't you ever do that in your life, right? You know? So as I'm leaving from the meet, dudes are like, "Oh, let's race." I'm like, "Nah, this is an RX-8, bud. You know,
give me some corners and chicanes, then we can do it."
Right. So I take off and I'm flying. Two things, right? One, I'm flying just because I'm flying. Two, I'm flying because the quicker I shake you off, I'm getting right off the freeway. I go bend a couple of corners and I'm at my house. My house is very easy access from right where we were, right? And I'm really secluded given the fact that I'm such easy access. So as I bend a couple corners, I get off the freeway, no big deal. But I'm still in the vibe. I'm hauling ass. I'm driving a little race car on the street. I'm having fun. I bang one corner. I'm 2 corners away from the house. It's dark as hell. So you notice headlights, but the headlights are super far back, like 2 corners back. So as I make the corner, boom, stop at the stop sign, take off. And I'm simply flooring it, making noise, because my wife and my son are very keen. They hear it. They instantly come to the garage, open it up, go to the door, open it up. I do that just for my family. They know dad's home, right? So I'm whoop, and then I got to slow down because I got a little rain ditch. And I see these headlights come again. And I look, I said, that's a Charger. I said, do one of these bozo, furthest thing from my mind was a cop. I said, one of these bozos try to follow me to the house? So I live behind these bushes. It's these bushes, right? So I went, whoop, and accelerated. And I instantly, you know, you pull it out of first gear, push it down and put it right back in. I instantly was in reverse and I was about to just right up in the driveway, turn the lights off and park in front of the bush. Boy, when that cop pulled up and I saw the bull bars, oh shit.
Blood pressure rose.
But I thought I was, you know, jamming away from somebody that followed me from the meet or something. And it was just like, then you're sitting, I'm trying to explain, yo, my bad, dog. I wasn't running from you, had no clue you were there. But I also just left a meet where all these guys are trying to race, and I'm just trying to get to the house. I'm an old man. Let me live. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, you get into trouble. You know, people pop up because they want to chill. The ultimate thing is, as you know, like we're breaking down this understanding right now. You are speaking directly to them. Media, through vlogs, through any videos. When they see stuff, they want to experience it in real life. When some of the homies come over or they bring somebody new, oh, I seen you on YouTube, and we're chilling in here in the garage, and they're like, damn, this is way bigger than it looks on. Yeah, because I'm using a Covex camera. It makes shit look smaller at certain times, but they want to see the place. So when you're guarding or protective of your place, it's like, oh, not everybody can come here. It's kind of just like, you know, like you say with the kids popping up, you like, okay, 1 or 2. 2 to 10 is weird. 20 to 200, goddamn.
Yep, that's exactly how it was.
Whoa. All y'all are here in my space. Like, I ain't never had, you know, this many people at one time, but yo, people want to pop up. They want to
damn sure sold them some shit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I told the wife stand at the register, bro. Yeah, we about to get this paper.
That's what I was about to say, Alan. So on a business aspect, all we're saying, man, is like so you did make some cash off for that. The guys.
Yeah. I sold hoodies. I sold shirts. I sold gloves. Yeah, they were very respectful. I can give them that. Everybody that came was very respectful. They didn't leave any trash. They didn't, and I told them up front, I was like, no smoking in my spot, man. I got fuel all over here, you know. You know, you never know what may be leaking in the parking lot, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, they were real respectful, and they actually did support and buy product. And at the time, I had I used to have my coin video games with the quarters in the shop in the backside. They played those and put money in the machine and everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's
it was
so
respectful.
And that's the thing right there. So that's like, the biggest thing with all this stuff, the followers and all that stuff, man. Again, some people like to downplay it simply because they don't have any of any sort, and it's it's not saying that you bad, because some guys they're not into it. They're older. They don't care about the social media stuff. They already got their clientele, so they're good. They don't need all these new guys and everything. So we're in the middle of it because we're older, but at the same time we do utilize it. Again, we're talking right now on Skype. This is gonna go on YouTube. It's gonna go on Instagram, and it gets out there. And then the numbers, as you see, Lex pointed it out, the numbers are starting to change. And what I'm doing with this one, of course, we was talking business, so this is gonna go up like within 24 hours to jump on that the LZ wave. So that's what people don't understand out there. You gotta ride for social media. If you're doing content, it's not piggybacking, but it's riding the wave. So right now, the search shit right now, when LZ teamed up with Drift HQ, that was hot for a couple of days. I didn't really talk on that much. We talked on the podcast and moved on, but the RTR thing is pretty big and significant because you're going to see a big jump in his skill sets, a big jump in the support. All his team that he had before, like I said, can go do other stuff. So that's going to continue to grow. Drift HQ is going to do their thing, and it's good stuff, man. So in an aspect of business, like we wanted to talk about, guys out there, man, like you got to use your following, what you have, to build upon that. Do giveaways, do whatever you got to do to get that to grow, and naturally. The followers ain't followers. Followers to me are customers, man. That's how I look at it.
Customers, yeah, that's really all they are.
And
just off of business, so think of it like this, right? He just announced this merger with RTR.
Right.
Drift HQ is on the other side of the state doing drift.
Crash a goddamn server.
But they're doing drift.
Right.
So they're active doing shit. They're out getting their exposure. He just announced something that's going to get more exposure, and all of that is just it's a merger like this, dude. It's the business side of it is, people hate on shit just because maybe they're not positioned. Right? Yeah. I hate that. Oh, you just hating because you ain't. But sometimes, when it's directed, it's not directed, like you don't know why inside of you don't feel happy about it. Maybe it's because you're not able to do it, or you don't have the opportunity, you didn't get the opportunity to do it, but you just gotta kind of like, I feel I'm hating, but don't go to that phone and say it. Go to that phone and say it again. You're opening up out there now.
You're opening up. But actually, I did the same thing actually this morning. And it's kind of what we're talking to we're gonna have Jelani and Corey on, and Jelani, and people don't know, I got to know Jelani, man. He posts things just to get people riled up at times. So I didn't so it wasn't Jelani itself, it was the people that came. He posted it as a funny thing, and everybody else came on this shit he posted about the Matt Hagen, the guy I had on the podcast, who and I had him on, and everybody was like the same thing me and Matt talked about on the podcast, because I wanted to get to know the cat, and we talked offline, and dude, he's just like all of us. He wants to do his thing. He admits he admitted himself he's kind of awkward, but he has his followers, he does his thing, and he had his reasons why he called himself pro drifter and stuff like that, and he's doing his thing, man. So I put a link there, business minded, instead of doing a random witch. I was like, hey man, blah blah blah, check it out. So then I get about 5 dudes like watching the video right now that didn't know me before. So I use every social media, bro. Ain't no post that I really do outside of kids, because I do that for the other family. Every post I post has a meaning and a subliminal message behind it. Like I shared LZ's joint, gave him his roses, and also, by the way, subscribe to my shit. So it's like, it's like we doing 2 for 2, man. So it ain't, you can still show love and promote your shit, and it's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, man. And on that notion, it's like usually what I notice is the people that have something to say are the ones who are either attempted and fail, or are still attempting to be in a similar situation, right? So usually it's the up and coming guy that's amateur league MMA that's trying to get the UFC, but he's saying how much they suck, right? Or whatever.
Right.
So to me, common sense will tell you it's like I said earlier today with you, Donald, let AdamLZ pave the road a little bit wider, a little bit smoother. And guess what? When it's your turn to roll your wheels on that motherfucker, you ain't hitting the bumps. You know what I'm saying? Why are you hating on somebody that's really helping you?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's the realest shit. You should say it again. You should say that shit again.
Don't hate on the motherfucker helping you.
Yeah. And don't have an ego about somebody saying somebody's paid for you, because if they're putting down the work when you're not doing it, and you're in this line of business, in this line of entertainment, in this line of hobby,
right?
Yes,
taking away for you. And now it does not matter if that road goes this way, but there's still a portion of road that goes this way. There's a certain portion of road that they paved for you. Now,
that is shared.
Don't let your ego make you take that the wrong way.
Facts.
Because we've all had fathers, right? And we've all heard you're living in your father's footsteps. You're trying to fill the shoes. This is exactly what this is. They don't have a intimate or a biological relationship with you as they're your father, but when somebody's putting that groundwork down, like you're saying, that lane that goes from a 2-lane narrow country road to a 3-lane road. It could be one direction and one the other way, but it's got a middle shoulder. To a 2-lane on both sides to a freeway. Yeah. So by the time you jumped on the freeway, you speed. Right. You can hit 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Well, hey, man.
From your house to pro.
Real quick on it, man. Like, I'm talking to 2 guys who are essentially going to do that for me, man. And it's like, we work. So I got Alan over there, got the shop, got all of the stuff. And we got the truck that I had sold to, he has that now. Then I got you being a guy that's wrapped up in the scene and everything. So, when I come over there to do the Pro-Am shit, it's like, I got a main connection on the East Coast, main connection on the West Coast. I can station cars. Like, we already talked about putting cars, stuff from places everywhere. Of course, we spotted for JTP and everything, man. And it's like 2 guys I met, one guy I met by playing games. The other guy I met that I didn't know was in the games, met by business, and then to find out he played. We all had the same Gran Turismo link. And it's like, 3 dudes from different walks of life meet up. And then how closely connected y'all was, because Lex was in Georgia for an extent. And it's like, dude, that stuff, like, is instead of being a dick and closed off to everybody, man, like, you let some people in. Not everybody. You got to be selective. Let some people in. And it's like that, collectively, man, like, I come over there and drive. Lex says the event, like, hey, man, Doug, you gotta get more close to the apex. And he going to tell it to me straight. He ain't going to bullshit me like, nah, man, you look good. Like, nah, dude, you need to be on that fucking throttle. No coasting. And you need to get closer to the apex. Noted. My guy Lex right there, Alan, the same thing. He could drive too. You know what I mean? So let's not mistake that. And it's like, so I got a foundation, and then happen to be we all, African blooded. And it's, and it's not I want to make this clear to people out there, man. It's not trying to be the first to do this and the first to do that. I'm just making it clear, man. Let's look at the FD lineup, dude. There's not a lot of color in there, man. And just by default, it's going to be associated that way. There's a reason why there's no color there, because everybody is so fucking busy trying to pull motherfuckers down. And we had Mike Pollard on, man, and like, he shared some stories, and the same thing is like, people are so quick to pull motherfuckers down instead of working. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm gonna work with whoever I gotta work with, no matter what fucking color you are, to get what I want to get done. And also, we all benefit from it. So your circle benefits, Alan benefits, Lex benefit. We all benefit, and we all like doing shit, cool, rad shit that I never thought 25 years ago I would ever be racing a car any day of the week I want. You know what I mean? Or now I'm riding dirt bikes and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That right, the proof's in the pudding right there. And I'm talking to 2 guys who, just what Lex was explaining, are doing that, paving the road. So you got all the connections on the, wherever you've been to. We can get an open track session day. Same thing with Lex. I can get over there. So it's like, I don't even know these motherfuckers, not Lex and Alan, but the other people that they know. Like, I can get a private session because he knows this guy and he vouched for him. Yeah. Yep. I ain't got to do that, man. It's already done for me, man.
That's why there's so much value, like, in being a good person. having good energy. And when you make connections, you like there's dudes, I swear, I meet people, right? And if we've shared a cool conversation and we followed each other, if I'm sitting at the house and I really have nothing to do and I got a minute or two, I'll be like, can I remember this motherfucker's name? Scroll it, look it up. Hey man, how you doing? Just out the blue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We could have not spoke for 4 months, 6 months, but it's just like when I get a minute, I'm that type of dude. I think to myself, let me just check on people, see how everybody's doing right now. Hey, how you doing? Well, and I might send off hella messages to hella people, and then, you know, it might spark a whole long-ass conversation, but it's just, hey, what's up, man? Because I keep those connections open. I don't need you for anything. Like so this weekend, right? Fixing this crashed-ass car. And because I always keep my connections open with the homies, I hit up one of the homies and said, hey, yo, my guy, I need you to help me get this car together. I've got ample time, but I want to get it together right now so that it's done and I don't have anything to stress about. I got you. Come over on a Sunday. Literally spent all day from 9 a.m. to like 7 in my garage, fiberglassing all day. And y'all know how itchy you get with fiber.
Lex, real quick breakdown on the situation that led to the you have to fix the car. Because Alan,
it was too much.
You know, I'm a damn shop permit, man. I just get
it was too much bravado. I think too much shop aggression. And in my head, when I went, I said, I don't want to drive today, but I don't want to not go to the last event of the year.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
That was a winter jam, right?
Well, winter jam's coming up. So I'd already done my testing. I got all my tires ready to go. I know how the car feels on it. We're going to be good to go. I don't need to drive anymore. Here I go drive again. The track didn't go live till 7:30ish. It's dark. It's cold. The track had been out of use since like 3 o'clock. So this track is now basically moist and cold.
Slick. Yeah.
I go out here, my first run, and I said to myself while I'm driving, you know, when you speak to yourself in your head and you couldn't have been any louder.
Right, ease into it, motherfucker.
And I'm like, is my diff opening up? I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is going on? But it was so cold that it was just like, rah, rah. I'm flashing the tires, and I'm like, this isn't fun.
The Brandon Garrett Turbo, man.
Yeah, as I transition back the other way, I'm like, well, let me slow it down and manage my, oh shit, a tire stack. Oh, I said, damn, because I'm in my head talking to myself and shit, you know? So then I'm embarrassed, of course, because I don't make mistakes at all, right? I go into the pit, I'm like, fuck, my side skirt's all crack hanging off. Let me put that together, push out some of the dents in the door. All right, cool. I'm going right back out here. I'm about to get on these motherfucking doors. I'm about to go crazy, right? An incident happens. Safety crews out there. Track's cold for like 20 minutes. I'm sitting in line. I look at some dudes that I wanted to drive. I was like, you know what? I'm going to drive with these guys. Yeah, we good? They're like, yeah, okay, cool. They're like, we're going 4 deep. I'm like, damn. All right. I'm
already?
So I'm the fourth in this train, and we go out, and these cars are bigger, and I sit really low in my car. So as we go out, and I'm like, nothing's wrong. I'm going to give them space. And right when we're about to go into the crowd area, I'm going to surge. So we can get on the doors. There are going to be photos. It's going to be great. As I gave space, and right when I went to surge, I saw the tail of the yellow car in front of the other guy, but the curve literally hooks back. So his motion didn't seem awkward to me. Well, now I see the guy that I'm right behind, his brake lights flash and his wheels cocked to full lock. I'm like, uh-oh, but I had just clutch kicked. You know, so my car went. And
bam,
dude, I knew it was coming, and I straightened my steering wheel out like, oh, I'm going to hit, so I'm not going to fuck this rack up. Boom! I'm like, no fucking way. I didn't just
front
do
end.
It.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I didn't just do this, man.
You like, and he was like, no, all the way to no fucking way, man. No fucking way. It's like no fucking way. Dude, it's like that shit. Like when you, it's like you weren't like the thing about that shit. That was you weren't saying that shit because the camera was on. That was like you were just feeling that shit, and it's like when you, bro. That shit, it was like it was funny to me that you kept saying it, but it was like I said the same fucking shit, dude, when I crashed my car in the tollgate. Yeah, I was like, I said I was because when I crashed, it happened so fucking fast. I'm like, bro, there's no fucking. And I was like, no fucking way, dude. I was like, no fucking way. I couldn't believe that I just wrecked my shit 10 feet down the hill into a tree in Japan on a tollgate. The worst nightmare ever, dude.
Yeah, I think you would have got fucked up if it went for that cage,
bro. I hit the tree sideways, and that was a bolt-in cage, man. So it was man, that was
thing that I wanted to clarify, but I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is the entertainment part of it, because see, I don't drive to entertain. I drive and the cameras run, and then when I look at it later, I put together what may have been entertaining from it. Right. So 2 different types of driving between a YouTube content maker and a driver that does YouTube content. So I was like, well, I don't want people to think I was mad at dude, because we know how it is. It's
right. And I knew that. That was more self, like, because you said
I was so mad at me, bro.
The description was said it all. Yeah. We all been there. We was like, hey, one more lap. You're like, nah, man, I'm gonna shut it down. Do you do that one more lap? And that one more lap is when you blow a fucking tire out and you go into a wall or something like that, man. And it was like, yeah, man, we all been. I knew exactly
why I did the video that way, where I was kind of putting a little 2 on a 10 and like, motherfucker. But I was like, I want you guys to understand that I am mad. But I'm mad because I didn't want to drive in the first place. But my stupid ass was like, well, just go there with your car. And then I'm sitting in the truck watching D1. And not used to when you're looking at and I'm sitting out of track and my car is right here. I'm like,
you're like, fuck it.
Bro. I'm about to drive, cuz, and then it just all goes wrong. So I was just so mad at myself. And like I told my son, I said, hey, pay attention. I was like, I made a mistake. One mistake, I doubted myself. Instantly cost me over $3,000. I said, what could we have done with $3,000, dude? Anything we wanted to. Could have bought a new motorcycle, could have even bought a whole car. Could have added anything I wanted to this car. Because I sit on money. I be having money, but I just sit on it. I could want a new hood. I could want new wheels. I could want all this shit. But I refuse to buy it because you know how you are. You just sit there and be like, unless I need it.
And you're probably like me, man. Even though you like, I want those wheels or whatever, it also it's a good feeling to feel that you do have the leverage to buy it. You know what I mean? Not even spending it, but having the option to, like, man, it feels good to have that fucking option.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And so that's why. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, just backing up what you said, man. It's like I've watched enough of your videos where I can tell you're an energy person. And you second guess your energy that day, because I know for you to even wreck one time is out of character. So for
world
twice,
shattering.
It's
2 times
twice
20 minutes, Lord.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, you knew something was wrong. That wasn't no coincidence.
My homeboy said, he was making light of it, right? He said, finally you made a fucking mistake, nigga. He said, he's like, it's been like 10 years. He said, you finally wrecked. He's like, you've been overdue. And part of me in my head was like, yes, because I drive with that. Is today going to be the day? No, because I'm better whatever is going on, right? And so I'm very tempered with what I do because of the reason I'm not scary in how I drive. I'm very planned. I'm very tempered. Right. I'm not going to do this right now because this could be the bad portion of it at this specific moment. And until I'm really in the groove, the car warmed up and everything, I'm warmed up, I'm not doing that. And that's what made me pissed off. So when I was saying with all of this shit that happened, it's costing me a lot of money. Cars at the shop, I need to redo bash bars, buy all new aero. Like, you know what I mean? So when I hit my homeboy, I was like, yo, I just need you to help me fiberglass. And he's like, all right, cool, I'm on the way. Now, me being a self-sufficient person, I have the money. I can buy all of everything, right?
Yeah.
But when I say, yo, it'll help me do something quicker if you fiberglass it for me instead of buy this made-to-order shit that could.
You gotta trim and fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I know these just fix the cracks here, and we're good to go. It's good to go, right? And when he and like I said, when people help me, because I'm not the oh my God, Lord Jesus, thank you type dude. And I'm like, man, I appreciate you. But that man, I appreciate you is me inside saying, oh my God, Lord Jesus, thank you. You know what I mean? So that's why I was telling people, it's like, yo, when people help me, it may seem like, yo, man, thank you. I appreciate you. It's genuine. You know it's genuine, but that's me jumping for joy inside when I do that, right? So that's why I was like, I can't express how much I appreciate the help that you hung in there and did all this shit for me. So as I'm getting
itchy.
Yeah, that you're fucking, I know you're itching, right? But it's just like, when I look to my homies to help me, because I'm the type of person that don't need no help from nobody frequently. So I do ask, just
it's legitimate.
Yeah.
It's legitimate.
Yeah, dog. Yeah. I really need you.
And we talked. We both talked about that right there, man. Like on separate occasions. Like Alan, you shared a story with me, man, at the thing, and we definitely keep it offline. But it was like pretty much not, you didn't ask outright for what it was, and you made it happen. And another person's like, hey, man, I see you do. I see and respect you doing this. I'm gonna give you a hand. And also like Lex, when you're in. Yep. Like the dude, like you reached out to, you probably, we probably ain't talked to him, in a while, as far as like needing something from him. So he knows when you hit him up, you ain't hitting him up every 2 weeks, every week, like once every 6 months, once every 7 months, once every 8 months. So he knows.
But for this dude, I always joke with him. Okay. So we've always had, like, it's weekly. I might joke about something. So
right, okay.
So it's like that's the thing. But I've never asked him for anything. And I think I spoke on it in the video. Yo, last time I asked you to do something for me was 2013. He's like, oh, shit, I remember. And it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, but yeah, what you're saying is, yeah, it's when I reach out, even if you say no, that's fine because I'll find a way. But I asked you because I wanted you to be the one to, out. You know what I mean? Right. And yeah, bro, it's like when I can and when I get the opportunity. So anytime it's anything going on, if it's something that I know, oh, they're about to put some money in somebody's pocket, I don't do this, but I know who does. Hey, yo.
Yeah.
I'll let him real quick.
Yeah. That's like, real, man.
Yep.
That's real, man.
And that's it, man. The blessing can come full circle when you do stuff like that, because next time he may be in a position, you know what? I'm out of town, but Lex, he actually be perfect for this role. Let's put him in there. Yeah. Hey, contact him. So.
Yeah, dude. We again, there's so many like relatable things and real things. And again, I bring these up because we ain't talking shit. We talking facts, man. And it's like that the truck that Alan has now. I really like that fucking truck, man. When I was riding here in Japan, and Rama, like it was a situation with Alan where Alan had another truck. For the guys who don't know the backstory, he had another truck. We spoke about it before. The truck miraculously had an engine failure right after you paid for it, correct? And then Rahman, I'm on the way down to Yokohama taking GTR on a GTR and FC. I was taking down to Yokohama, and Rahman hit me up. He was like, "Hey man, I know I said the truck is good for you, but Alan says has some thing or whatever, blah blah blah." And he was like, "Alan," I was like, "Dude," he was like, "So you want to get this truck, right?" Yeah, man. I'm like, "Don't like when I get back, I'll clean it out, and the next trip will be taking it to the port, and like just like that." And I didn't think about none of the FD stuff. We didn't talk about none of that stuff at that point. FD stuff or whatever, and then like this kind of out of natural. Now you have the same truck that I was making money with here, Alan has in Georgia, and it's gonna be the same truck when I get over there. It's gonna take my car around to the FD program because I'm doing pro. I'm not gonna petition out there, guys. There's nothing against it, but I'm gonna come up through the ranks like
we're gonna do those strap boots. Let's get them strapped up.
That's I don't want to do that because I ain't drifting in America for a long time and connections to be built and also just get seat time with that. And so it's cool again not being a selfish person, man. And it comes back and you're not even. Again, I had knowing. It was like a 5-minute conversation, and there was no business thought or whatever. I was like, yeah, man, he's good for it, dude. Anybody else, I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna go in and keep it. But and then also I got a truck out of it too, in the turbocharged one. It was smaller because that one is perfect for Georgia because it's big. Japan. Yeah, but in Japan, man, I had that motherfucking truck in some some situations, man. Trust me. Like,
and the funny story about that too is like when I had already paid him for the other truck.
Yeah.
Because basically, Lex Rahman goes
Buy Now Japan
has his Buy Now Japan goes and picks up the truck for me, gets it already and shipped. So he went to go pick up the truck, had a bad blown engine in it. Yeah. So when he presented it the idea, he's like, well, I got another truck. So I know he had a bunch of trucks. He was like, I got a 3-car hauler. That'd be better for what you're doing anyway. And he was like, the one Donnie's driving, the green one. I was like, nah. I said, man, let me tell you, I told him, oh, God, my witness. I told him, I was like, look, 2 things. Number one, first you got to make sure that Donnie has a truck, period. And number 2, you got to make sure that he's okay with it, because what I'm doing is an added benefit to my business. He's already in business with the truck.
Right.
So I can't put him as a friend and a business partner in any situation. Make sure he has a truck. And he did honor that. So, it all worked out. Like you said, it's even more blessings in the future now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I said, just going forward, man. And again, man. Again, guys, it was, we the business. It's all business. If you peel back the layers of what we've been talking about, so an hour and we're young in an hour and 19 in, man. It's like it's just you gotta like, I wasn't for that situation, like I said, with Alan, because we were friends and business partners. I wasn't looking at like personal gain. I was just looking to help, provide a truck to Alan, and what I did think about was Alan gets this truck, and it happened as soon as he posted that truck up. He's, hey man, I want to get one, and then all these guys, and then some people hit me up from it, and it's like, dude, that's promotion, man. It's like you gotta keep money. And I told my wife this, man. My wife thinks I just make money and I just put it in the bank. I'm like, that fucking money got to work for me to make more money.
Yeah.
You got to do that. You got to, I'm pretty sure, going back to Adam and JR, I know they're probably still paying the bills on the finance their buildings. Those buildings are going to make their money back, in no time. And then it's profit after that and on to the next, man. So, I mean, that's one thing you see, like, Musk, Elon and Bezos. When you get that certain level of money, you can make so much more money faster. Versus me, I'm like, man, I don't want to spend $3,000 on this mold, and then another $5,000 on a production, and then it don't sell because I got a box of hoses that I spent $2,000 for, and I've only sold 6. So it's like, fuck, man, that didn't work. You know what I mean? And that's all business is you're fucking continuously
it's ups and downs,
taking shots. Alan, told me the story that his first gear they ordered the shoes, the motherfucker just took the money.
Very first business investment, long story short, I designed the shoe and got with a manufacturing team to actually mass produce the shoe. Basically gave me the round, it'll ship next month, we had this that issue. Long story short, man, he just walked off with $3,500. That was the only $3,500 I had to invest my business, so that put my whole business back 1 year. But me not crying about spilt milk and learning how to do business better. Now fast forward, I got a productive business, instead of quitting, so.
Yeah, it's all connections, man. And like I say, it's definitely, man, like, we talked about a little bit, Lex, and it'll be definitely, like, it's like, you're my advisor, like, yeah, don't do that. Don't like this. You already been around FD. I'm coming in at the WitchCom, and I mean, no telling how fast I'll get the points or not to get those prospect license. Because again, I'm coming in at a local series it's like one up from the grassroots. I don't know what they even call it over there.
Yeah, the U.S. Drift Shootouts.
Yeah, so U.S. Drift Shootouts. So I'm coming in that route, and I see a bunch of cars being sold. So I keep going back and forth between getting the car there and getting it over to Georgia, or building a base here, sending it over to there. So I think I'm gonna build it here, and that way I can run through it, send it there, get it caged and everything. I know the specs.
And you be familiar with it,
right?
And you can go do your testing and tuning on your own. Yeah.
Right, but like I say, just having both of you guys, man, in the corner, man. Like I'm not being. Well, yeah, I'm confident in it, and it's like I know that my progression is gonna be better than some other dude jumping in, full bore and don't got those connections there and shit. So connections I'm not worried about. All I got to worry about is showing up on a plane and driving, and the rest will take care of itself. And then my thing is promotion of business. I mean, if I'm going to do well because I want to do well, but it's not like, you know, I'm not worrying about a bunch of sponsors. I'll sponsor myself. So I don't have that pressure, man. So that's a good thing there. So it's just ways to make it work, man.
The other thing that goes with U.S. drifting, how U.S. drifting is nowadays. So say you come do a Pro-Am shootout, U.S. drift shootout, and let's just say you're on par, top 10 guys going through practice. We just got to maneuver, get to the top 3 to secure pro spec license, right? And boom, say you do that on the first one. Now you did that on the first one. Now ain't time to sit back and relax.
No.
Do we still have more tires? Do we still have more budget, enough budget to go do more fun events or popular events or another U.S. drift? Because the thing is, well, let's start getting people familiar with seeing you and your car. Let's not just be a fly in the pan. Oh, who's this motherfucker came in third or second or one? Let's get these people used to seeing you pop up to these events. What events are around the area? We're in the area for the next 3 days. Can we find something?
Yeah.
Throw it on a green truck, man.
We found something. All right, let's just go. Let's just go. Just shred. You know, do solo runs, not run the risk. Or we see somebody that's really up to par. You know, what do you think? Let's go get with him for a couple of laps real quick. Get the photos, get everything, because you want to go, and now we want to contact the photographers from the event. Yo, can I get this photo? Can I get that? Because at the time that we're spending, let's just say it happens quick, you're building a sponsorship deck. These photos from multiple tracks in the area. The car's still good at each event that it pops out to, performing well. Then it's like, shit, for 6 months, all right, I feel confident to let's take this car, bump it up just a little bit, and man, we're going right into Pro 2 with this, or Pro Spec with this. And people are familiar with the car because we didn't change to a whole nother damn car. They know the car. You know how we all know how this goes. They know your car. They don't know, but they know. Oh, hey, I don't know his car. And so the more times they're seen and you put it together, and that's really what American drifting is right now, right? So we have Drift Week that's going on. Drift Week is it's kind of I could probably do it way cheaper, right? But it's for those that have the money to do it. Go do that. Have a blast. There's cool media, but it's good networking with people in different states that you go to normally. And then you get to say, oh yeah, hey, me and this car lasted through 2 Drift Week tours, and I've been doing this drifting and that drifting and this and that and this and that. So by the time you go, and if you do petition, then they'll say, well, what you been doing? Well, I've been doing this. I've been doing this for a couple of years, and that. Here's all the media from that. Here's in-car footage, full reels, unclipped, not edited. I'm ready for this.
Right, and then like it was eye opening for that event too with Alan Hemby. The event going to Atlanta trip, man, it was you know, the S14. And it's back online, by the way. The guys there who watched video, the engine's rebuilt by Alan, so that's
a red one.
The red one. And people like
it this weekend.
And guys like you know, people hit Audacity, hit me up, man, privately, and I deleted it because I'm like, he's like, oh man, you went over there in the car to work. I'm like, dude, number one, ain't your fucking business, and number two, like, he prepared that car for me to come over. Like, dude, like you, like I'm like, and I schooled a guy. I'm like, that type of attitude. If somebody did something like that for you, and you went online and publicly be like, oh man, I went over there, but the car was fucked. Like, you think that's gonna happen again? Like, so I was a young guy, and I'm like, man, and I was kind of annoyed the way he kind of came at me because he don't know our relationship, and he don't know how that time was. And I'm like, bro, dude, he took time out of his day to put that car together. So working or not, still was a good event.
Yep.
Still got the driver's Achiroku, and fucking you know, I kind of had to show up one guy who had a lot more power than me, but you know, skills are skills. And you know, it was a good event, man. So it's just people got to, you know, realize, man, in business and especially drifting, the scene is short, man. So you link with the right guys and you keep the right attitude. And people, even if they don't talk to you, man, they see you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then like, you know what I mean? I don't want to, and we mentioned it earlier, I don't want to bank on the being a minority type thing, but at the same time, it's something I'm not going to shy away from leaning into. So like we mentioned before, T-Pain's in the game. He's doing his thing. Kind of seem like I don't see as much. I don't see as much posting from him.
Got a podcasting and shit, and that's that's right up his alley. Like the drifting thing was a very cool hobby for him too, but he's really into being a creative person, making content in that vein, using his voice more. And that podcast and shit has taken off for him. So him being as busy as he is, he at that time he was downtime. No music was happening for him.
Yeah,
he's drifting, So
but it just like for a guy like that, it don't. You can do it once, and people that associate that, like they know T-Pain knows what drifting is, so it's already there. Like I mean, me now, I'm in the
latest video he put out when everybody swore he got his car repoed, which is like bozos. He showed a car transport, not a fucking tow truck.
like a little pick up, 2-wheel pick up and take away. Like
that literally meant somebody's picking the car up with care.
Yeah,
he sold that shit or traded it.
So which one, the Mustang or the?
No, he sold got rid of an old drop head.
Okay.
But he's got the Cullen in the next video, and what's right next to it is RTR Spec D. So even if you don't know what the fuck you're looking at, he's giving you drifting even when he's not drifting.
Yeah.
Because now it's just part of him. It's his interest.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that too, you're gonna bump into him, Donald, because he lives in Atlanta, and he goes to my local track.
Yeah. And also it was real like, we tried to get him on, and Alan got with his guy getting connections, and he was like, just right now he's not interested. Pretty much he said in a nutshell, he ain't doing nothing that's not paid. Respect it. You know what I mean? You got to, and the thing is, I don't know if Joe Rogan pays guests. Not my business if he does. Whatever. He got the money to do it, but I'm not in the stratosphere yet where I'm even ready to even, consider, because we all benefiting from it and things like that. And most podcasts don't pay nobody. So, when he said that to me, respect, it is what it is. And whatever the figure is to probably get on there, I probably can't afford anyway.
And you're
cash
out of it. You understand the business of that.
Right. And that was
just business.
Right. And that wasn't, I didn't take any like, this motherfucker. Nah. I'll run into the dude naturally. He's in the drift thing. I'll run into him, whatever. Then, I did message you, blah, blah, blah. Like 1,000 other people did, and we'll get it done. So guys there, like we always point this out too, man. Don't let the social media shit is good, man, but don't let, the number of people you got on your YouTube and all that stuff define you, man. Because when you do, that's bad, man. That's real bad. You know what I mean? Some people let it go over their head when they get like 1 million, 2 million, whatever. But you know what I mean? It's a dude being known on YouTube is not the same as Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson while we're being known. It's not the same. It's not the same, dude. Like nobody knows who you are in Zimbabwe, but everybody in Zimbabwe knows who Michael Jordan is. Trust me. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. So just check yourself, man, and you don't gotta say who I am. Like when I went to Atlanta joint, I knew people knew roughly who I was, but it's like they were, like you said, Lex, they were standing back 10 feet away. Like, should I talk to him? Should I not? I ran into Sebastian. Sebastian was like, "Hey man, what's up?" Blah blah blah. And we, it was good to meet you. We didn't get the chance to drive together. Sebastian, I'm talking about, Lex. And then so we it was cool to run into people there and see people, man. But you can also see at the flip side, the bad parts of social media where people just are socially awkward, or you're not part of their camp, so don't so there was a bunch of so in a nutshell, Alan seen it, but we blew it off. There was like 12 different camps there, and it was like little pockets and bubbles, and they kind of stayed in their little social bubble where the people would come over to him who recognize them, because apparently Adam wasn't the only YouTuber there. I guess there was another guy there that was just as popular I didn't really know of, and he was parked right next to LZ. And so guys like, he's there. I'm like, I don't even know these guys, man. I don't. But it's cool, and they respect it, man. And you know, I mean, it is what it is.
The dude was doing grip. I think what's his name? Zosh or something.
Something like that. Yeah, because the gentleman who bought the will from Alan wanted me to sign it, and nobody had a pen, and I was like, you just bought this brand new will. You want me to write on it? I was like, because he bought a will from both.
I love maneuvering in the realm of who is he. I kind of know him. I don't know him.
Yeah.
Because for me, I love the freedom to just walk around an event and either you do or you don't approach me, but it doesn't make me any difference because I'm either getting to something, I'm going to do something, or I'm getting ready to go do something. And
right.
I love that freedom.
Yeah.
And whatever it may or may not be that gets the interaction happening.
Yeah.
Late, it's been, and I do this on purpose a lot. I think I've said that I've done this before. I go do all kind of rad driving, and then I come park my car, and I leave. I walk away from it. Like, I get away from it. Because when people walk up and they start wanting to take pictures and whatever. And recently, I've been keeping my windows rolled up so they can see black dudes drift in it. So you already know it's a black dude's car, right? So, you know, it's whatever. And when I'm getting ready to walk back to my car, and it could be like 3, 4, 5 people around it, looking in it, taking pictures, whatever. But when I walk up to the car, they may just look and be like, let me get out of his way real quick. But I've been, you know, I'm kind of around keeping an eye on it. I am watching who's around the car at all times. And y'all have been enjoying it for like 20 minutes. And I walk to it and it's like, nothing to say. You have nothing to say or whatever. And then I get in and I go jam and then I come back and park it. And now here you come talking. But I don't hold it against anybody. And oh yeah, it's all good. Whatever. And then we chop it up. And then they want to take all your time. And it's like, hold that thought. I'm going to go drive you. Yeah. You know, because it's kind of like,
it's a skill. I know you got it. You know, it's a skill to be able to terminate a conversation, not in a dick way. And like at A&P, man, I was like, because I didn't. It was a while. So the first 2 people that came up to, the radiator had a leak and everything, and Alan car was parked right there next to the truck. So Alan's Hachiroku and the truck were like getting fucking all types of pictures, right? And it was after the Puerto Rican dude was like, "Hey man, the car show's over here," and Alan was like, "Nah, dude, we're going on the track." And he was like, so the dude was like, I wish I had the camera roll. He's like, you're gonna drive this on the track, and like, and then he said it 3 more times to make sure. He's like, you're gonna drive this on the track. He was like, yeah, we're going on the track with it. He was like, nah, man, don't. And he's a Puerto Rican guy, so you know they got the love for the rotaries and Hachirokus. So it was cool, man, and I got to meet a bunch of Alan customers that came over, and you know, it was cool, man. We were right on the corner right at the entry, so there was a lot of traffic there. We were parked right next to the cats in Florida that's doing a lot of stuff with Brap now. Kings. Kings. Yeah. And so I know Brap got the E something with the LS in it now, and he's, you know, that's another guy, man. You know, I'm in the bikes now, and you know, it's just cool, man, to see that. And I know eventually Brap and LZ, if they haven't already talked about it, they got to link up. It'll be a dope collab. You know, I know Brap does his things a little bit kind of forceful and let me get in there, and you know, so it may or may not happen because he kind of went there and took over Kings and shit. I wouldn't let that happen. Brap's cool, but he wouldn't do that to my shop, you know. So it's different vibes, man. But it's just cool to see the Alan, and that shit was funny. It was not funny, but we're at Alan's shop, man, and it was. I think that is a natural tendency, man. Like when guys came up or whatever, and you were like, "Hey, man, because you guys not like go over there, this, that," and it was like not a disrespectful way, but you didn't want them like they were just kind of roaming through the shop, and you were like, "Nah, man, you just chill over here or don't."
Yeah, I had to hurt him, man. I ain't used to that because you know, I'm here by myself. I don't have nobody work with me, so I got like 5, 6 people. Like, let's block it on over here, man.
You JTP'd them and like, oh no, you can wait outside, man. I remember that shit you said 5 years ago. So that's what I'm saying. But no, it was cool, man, because they're all cool. We just They were just guys that came
good
up with
people.
Scott and everything, and we just first time. That's for me too, man. Like I don't really do open house, and people like kind of ding me for that here, but it's like, bro, I'm gonna do open house at pizzas and shit, and then y'all gonna eat it and leave and never come back. So nah, I'm not gonna do. That's just not. Customer appreciation is a group of customers who come there. There's a lot of them, and they do things like that. But I can't do a customer appreciation when you guys are I know around town. Like, don't go there. I can do it cheaper. Like, fuck that, man. So I'm in a shitty situation where, you know what I mean, I'm kind of on an island by myself around a bunch of Americans and Japanese, where I'm in the middle. Japanese don't want to fuck with me because I'm doing better than they are. The Americans don't want to do it because we got the American mentality. I can do it myself. So the ones that do come my way, they get my attention. The ones that don't. And that was, again, the trip to Atlanta was good for me to drop, because I had a bunch of guys like, oh, man, he's talking about coming. And I was like, you know what? If he ain't going to spend money, fuck him, man. I can't wreck my brain, about potential customers, but the ones that are there, and then, ignoring the ones that are there in your bay, you're giving them less time because you're trying to get the next job on. So it's like, hey, man, the priority is those who are paying or paid. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everybody else, until you get into that bracket, man, we got to keep it like we keep it, man. So, I mean, I know we all deal with that same stuff,
but
it's people.
Weird that when you were saying the guy's messaging you saying, oh, man, he made you come all that way, this and that.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
like multiple guys, dude.
Happens, bro.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Facts.
Like,
yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah, we could have played that shit. We could have played that shit, because I had already built the KA to drop in.
Yeah.
Don will tell you, we were at a bridge.
Yeah.
And I said, you want me to go this way? Or you want me to go this way? He was like, let's go the power way.
Yeah.
And so that was a risk we took, but that, like you said, that's part of motorsports.
Yeah, man.
Bro, people don't understand, yo. I have had a car be extremely successful on a 10-hour dyno session. Put it on a trailer, drive 400 miles, didn't touch the car. It's perfect. Drive to an event, start the car, misfiring everywhere, sputtering everywhere, can't make boost. What the fuck happened, right?
Right. Didn't literally do nothing but sit.
It did nothing but sit for 48 hours. It got on it got on a 6 to 8 hour drive, sat for 48 hours, and I drove it immediately that week. But it just didn't run just how it ran beautifully. Yeah. And they just don't get it. They don't understand.
The internet would tell you, hey, man, it wouldn't happen with an LS. If you had an LS in there, that wouldn't happen, man.
Oh, so God. and you know what else is funny? Because when I let Adam drive my convertible, Adam said he was renting a car when he and I were talking before he came up here. When he was talking about just coming, I was like, oh, dude, dope. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to rent a car and I'm going to drive. And so I'll see you there. I'm like, cool, right on. Friday before the event, right? Roll in. Well, I'd say Thursday because roll in's Friday. Thursday before roll in, hey, the guy fell through with the car. Do you know of a car that I can rent? And I said, you can't rent it, but you can drive it. I'll bring my convertible. I haven't driven it in ages. I hope it's going to work out for you, but that's why you can't rent it, but you could drive it as much as you want. He said, all right, cool. Had an intercooler coupling because I keep the car so low, scrubbed in. So they had to fix a boost leak. And then the turbo, because it sat for a year or two, was smoking. It took a minute for the seals to go. It was just a couple things, but he got to at least go out, go see the track, see what it looks like. At least you're driving instead of standing around, and then afterwards I was like, here, let's go ride in my car. So I feel bad that the car didn't operate like this. Battery was dead. It was all kind of the dumbest shit, but it was because it's like, yo, damn, okay, let me try to accommodate. I know I can't get everything taken care of for you in a day to get this car stellar up to par. And that's why I was like, damn, I'd be waiting for him to show up to another winter jam and be like, ha, here's the vert, nigga. It's gonna rock. I know it's way slower than everything you drive now, but just remember that car. Yeah, it's rocking now. Great seat time car, great fun car, great play car. But It's just you help out, right? And then when people be in the comments, that car, that's I was helping.
Yeah, you didn't have to do shit. Yeah,
I was helping.
He could have been out there in the
like
BMX bike. Yeah. So man, the guys really don't know like the night. I mean, because we were sorting it like we had shit like the night before, and luckily we both work on RBs. The night before, the fucking the key for the exhaust can broke off, and it happened.
Yeah,
so it happened to me 3 times. And I was like, "Hey man, you got an RB?" He's like, "Yeah man, I got one on the shelf. All right, give me the cam." It was like while he was taking the cam out of that one, I was taking it. It was it was cool as fuck, man. And we said it in the video to be in a dude's shop. Alan was like, "Hey man, the welder's right there. The toolkit's behind here is right here. This is where all the specialty things." So it's like me being a shop owner, acclimated to his shop within 10 minutes. And then he was like, "Yeah, this and this." So I knew where all this shit was, for the most part. And then while he's doing, it was like we didn't have to talk. It was like what I thought it would be.
We got to work.
Yeah, what I thought it would be like with Zach. We had to. Then I want to get that, dude. That music is fucking burnt in my head. I need to get that from you. The shit we was listening to in the background at the Wonga Midnight and the Gran Turismo music, because I was trying to find
it to you.
So that playlist, because dude, we were just in the background with like Wonga Midnight and Gran Turismo 1 and 2 and 3 soundtrack music, and like. It wasn't that we didn't want to talk. It was just
that in your videos.
Yeah, it was like we were. It's like some shops, motherfuckers got to talk and eat pizza and smoke.
I know the vibe. My best times in drifting was building my car in Hotline with JTP. Yeah. I'm doing the easy shit, and we know the easy shit is always just the majority of the less technical shit.
Right.
Justin's over there burning up items to put on the car, and I'm over here boom, 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 doing this, draining transmission, filling transmission, draining diff, filling diff, putting in a new steering rack, bolting everything up just to set it down, get ready to do the alignment. We come, we do the alignment together. He goes back over here, boom, now he's bringing the piping over, puts this together, puts that together, and it's just like we ain't said shit in 6-7 hours.
A couple of grunts, like
But we've been but you know how that is. We haven't said shit, but we've said shit the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, getting shit done. Because you know how it could be. You could be working on something, and then, Alan, you could walk over and look, and you're just looking to see where he's at with shit and assess, okay, he about to do this. He needs this. All right, cool. And then you go get some shit prepped and get it ready. Like, that's the dope shit, bro. Like, I actually miss those days. It'd be like, damn. I wish Justin wasn't as busy as he was, and I would damn near build the convertible just about to the same spec as the other car, because it's like just to have to do that shit again. People don't know that experience. Those shop experience,
right?
Most definitely.
Something that by yourself you'd be like, oh god, here I gotta go to the garage and go do this shit, right?
Right, gotta pull that shit all the way back apart.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it's
crazy,
man,
and don't fuck up, and we just did all this work. Well, now we're far in, we can't fail.
Yeah.
Pull that shit. What time is it? 4 a.m. Pull it out. We got till 6.
And it was cool, like the head, like it was like one thing where when I ran a harness, like we were in there and everything, and like to head, like it was like I was getting to it, and he was like, oh man, the number I remember it was number 4, because the RB has that. The manifold that goes to the top, and the AIC is right there. I didn't get a firm push down on it, so we had a misfire. We sorted that. It just need to be pushed down. Then the cam thing. While he was taking it off, I was taking it off. By the time he had the cam out, I already had the pulley off, the front off. It was like, all right, stat. It was like a fucking operation. It's like, all right, stat. Give me the plasma. It was
like a racing team.
Yeah, and then we had that shit done, and then we had it on the did the diff, and then rolled it onto the trailer. But unfortunately, like it was an RB20, man. It was compression was low. Now it's good to go, and it was cool, man. It was a good time out there, and it's cool to see stuff. And then like I was like wondering how it would be to be there, and we always talk, and I was like it just like we knew, man. It was exactly how Alan comes over here or Alex comes over here and work. It's like, hey man, there's all the 10 millimeters right there. That's all you need to know. And the welder's over there. And like,
come in there and be like, I need a 12, 10, a 14, and a 16.
and not only in the Zach Pro shop, because didn't only have like, you know, even though he works alone, I'm just like me. I got multiple tool cases, so I ain't got to walk all the way from over here to there. So I got a tool case in every section of the shop. So it's not like we're all waiting for the, hey man, you got done with that 10 yet? That deep socket? Yeah. Like I need that shit, son. To tighten the Z brake up. So it's like it's cool, man, to see like, you know, people can work like that, and it was pretty cool and therapeutic. And
that's why I'm trying to work with my friends. That's why I don't like doing stuff
grab this charger.
Okay.
And that's why I don't like doing stuff like sending my car off or sending my bike off. Something in what is that? An engine?
Yeah, it's like it's actually an RB. I can tell right there from that bolt. That's the you know you're Batman when you can see a bolt and know exactly what that is.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like instead of just sending your shit off, it's like, yo, do you feel like doing this with me? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's knock this out. You get in there and do it, because man, you know, when you send shit off, like one of the homies got to deal with, he sent the Jay-Z off, get a Jay-Z back. Jay-Z blew up instantly when he ran it. Then they pull the head off, they pull the valve cover off, pull the head off. It's sand all in there from sandblasting or some shit. Then
that wasn't a recent thing, was it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Was that
Yep.
Hey man, I know exactly what that is because I seen Mike. Yep. Yeah, dude. Well, Alan probably seen the same shit, man. It was like
he send him another motor, and they get it. Now you starting to get reports of all this other shit. So you're like, we ain't even gonna run it. Open it up.
Look how short the world is, man.
Open it. He opens it up, and it's yo, this engine is fucked, bruh.
Yeah.
Like this, what he broke. The engine's broke here. These scored here. This engine wouldn't even run. It wouldn't even fire up if we did.
That's what I was saying, because I seen Mike, because I know who Mike is on. I don't know. I still gotta get fucking Mike on here, man, and chop it up with him, man. But because it's not. I don't track, but I know specific people when they do drop a which comment. Mike, dropped a like on it. It was a comment, and I made. I was like, look, man, most engine builds that start with it doesn't start with an inspection. They don't go well. And it's because you don't know, like, if you need oversized pistons, oversized bearings, the crank is fucked. You know, that's where it starts with, especially with rotaries. Like, I ain't ordering shit until I see those fucking the housings and all that shit.
And that's how my boy does, and that's how everybody that I've known, like Justin and them, they know the history of my engine and everything. So when they got them and open them up, just like, okay, cool, boom.
Right.
If there's been a problem, this or that. But he knows, and he tells me, this is what you do. And then he trusts that this is how I'm going to do it. And it's been followed to a T. So he be knowing shit's good. But if I have a motor that I send to my boy Jeff that's over here, it's like, let me open it up first to see. Right. And once you just need this. All right, cool. Boom, bam, slap it together. Cool. And it's just like that. But dude, looking at that, I was just like, God damn, that is terrible.
And that's me and Alan talk a lot about this actually, man. And it's just like, guys trying to kind of to reassure ourselves, because like I say, man, it's good to have yourself and Alan, man, two guys I can bounce stuff off of, and like, hey man, do you think I'm a little bit too aggressive on this thing or blah blah blah? And it's like, nah, man, that's the way to go about it, because this performance shit, people think it got to be hard by default. Like, nah, dude, it's some of the stuff we do is cumbersome, but the process can be fucking easy. Hey, you want this? Yeah. I can do this. It's going to cost this much. Let's get it done. Handshakes, and that's what I promote. It don't have to be like, haul hard all the time. And now I'm dealing with a couple cars right now where I'm like, look, man, the customers are luckily cool as fuck. And I'm like, I'm just finding a bunch of shit. And it's like, I hate reporting it, but like, hey, look, man, the car gave me this, man. I got to do what I got to do to fix it. So it's like, this is what we got to do to fix it. And they're cool. But it's like, a lot of times out there, man, people like, they want to cut corners and go places. I don't know the guy. And I don't want to bring his name up because I don't want to get fucking,
bring his name up.
I don't know him. I don't know the situation. But at the same time, I'm not giving nobody an engine back with sand in it. Nothing should be getting sandblasted, really. You know what I mean?
Back with parts in it that were not the parts of the person paid.
Yeah. And then and actually I'm gonna call this off because I don't give a fuck, man. Because I had a word with the cat, the guy comes online, and I tagged Alan in it, and it was an RB specialist. I'll leave it at that, specialist. And he was like, yeah, man, we built the best RBs and this, and they had a bunch of GTRs in the background and RBs. I'm like, all right, cool. You look the part, right? We built the best RBs in America. And I'm like, dude, I know Eric Sue, I know Alan, I know a lot of people that can build RBs over there, man.
Bold ass statement.
Yeah, I was like, I know a lot of motherfuckers. I know Mid Atlantic. I know a lot of motherfuckers that can build a good RB. And you just said that shit, and then 6 months later, I get an inbox. Hey man, this motherfucker built my shit and blew it up, and broke my transmission and fucked a bunch of other people up to about $30,000, about $300,000. My bad. And then 7 months ago, you were saying you were the best in the fucking nation. I'm like, hey man, it took 7 months to see your true colors and shit. You know what I mean? Good luck.
That's faster than a relationship.
Yeah, what they always say. What's done in the dark comes out in the light. Wash comes out in the dryer. There's always a point in time when the truth comes.
It could be 10 years down the line, man.
It could take hella long for it to happen. But when it happens and people see it, then that's when it gets compiled on. Hey, this guy did this at one time in life with me. Hey, this guy did this. All of a sudden, you're behind.
Me too, era, baby.
Yeah, me too for cars and shit.
Yeah.
You like no shit. Me too. Like you get canceled, man, and it's notable shops out there, man. You know, again, no name because people know it is like, taking your good super shop and you get a bunch of supers in, and your name is good, and you start taking parts of this super to fix this super. If you guys out there know who it is, you know what it is. Whatever. I ain't out here to spread drama, but it's like that shit right there. Like my cars outside, the customer cars outside that's stored, I don't take no fucking parts off those cars to fix something else. The customer's gonna wait. And I even had one guy say, "Oh, you can take my radio." Like, nah, dude, I'm not touching your fucking car to get another car running. Like, and if I do that, other motherfuckers would be like, "Oh, that's what he does. He's taking my coil packs to make this other." Like, nah, bro. If you come here today and spot check me, that car fires right up and it has everything on it that you dropped it off with, man. So it's one of those things that we, again, kind of folding back, man, to the business aspect and to social media. You can't do much now and get away with it, man. Like your reputation is fucked instantly. So to survive now, to Alan to be working as long as he has now, me going on 6 years, you don't get this far in, man, with social media and not be a jerk, not be a dirtbag or not. That's 7 months. 7 months from that post talking about he's the baddest motherfucker in town, building RBs, to my customer like sending me a fucking thesis statement of shit that got fucked up.
Yeah.
And the engine was perfectly fine when it left me. You know what I mean? So, hey man, keep
even with driving.
Oh, dude.
It took an incident like this for people to know that I've had 10 years without crashing.
Right.
Because I'm never going to say, I'm the baddest motherfucker out here. I don't even make mistakes. Nigga, you crazy as shit. Look up anywhere and see if you can find me doing anything fucked up when I'm behind the wheel.
Yeah.
I don't do shit, man. I just be like, hey, we're going to see what I can do today. We're going to do this and that. We're going to have some fun.
No. They'll pull up the video of the BMW, man. It's like, you came around that corner too loud and you scared him and he stared into you. That's what happened.
Oh my god! Yeah. That's what I was telling people.
You seen that video? You seen that video, right, Alan? The BMW in
2021 has been the year of my car is getting fucked up. I guess I don't know with this happening, but the cool thing is man, it's just money. We'll straighten it out. It's gonna be the lady was sending me the specs from the frame pool and everything. She's like, "Yo, the car's squaring up nicely." People that don't know, metal has memory, and it's came right back. It's not all fucked up. Because she's like, worst case scenario, we'll get it straight, but it's gonna be. It may not be pretty, but no, it's coming back right as it should. But they're old cars. We're dealing with.
If I'm correct, man, that one's been on a. It's been on a frame machine before because when I first bought it, it had gotten hit, and gotten just an alignment to make it go straight. Right.
And then I originally crashed it in the toge when I was a kid, and I pushed the strut towers in and the claimed fix wasn't really fixed, and I always had like casters off and shit. Yeah. Then when we started building it for drift, and Justin was like, shit is off, but I can make it work. I was like, all right, cool. And then that was fine. And then I had a little weird little incident, and I was just like, well, let me go take it to a frame shop to get pulled, because I know it's always been off. And then he pulled it just enough. He squared up the top bolts. They made specification, but the lower frame rails were still a little off.
Right.
So when you looked at my car, it kind of looked off. It wasn't really, but it was just how the body mount or the fenders and shit mounted on the car, because the frame rails were still a little off in certain places. Now the car is 100% being trued up. So it may drive way better than I've ever driven it before, but it comes from a fuck up, you know? So, you know, shit happens, but yeah, I could have been like, yeah, no, I'm the best, baddest motherfucker. And instead of the people that the incident happened with coming over and telling, man, I'm sorry, because they feel like they fucked up, right? It's like, nah, no big deal. Happens, right? And that's why I'm like, shit happens. But if I was right, I'm the baddest motherfucker, they could be like, man, this motherfucker just hit me. He could have avoided me. He could have, you know, the narrative could change.
Yeah.
I could have been the one they caught. I wasn't.
Like, Hamilton wouldn't have did that. It's like
right.
It's like, yeah, man. It's all over the place with all this stuff, man. It's just, you know, it's like I say, man. And I don't, you know, guys who have been listening to this thing for a little bit, man. It's not like they were like, oh, well, you guys come across as being perfect. I'm like, it's not perfect, but the correlation I can say between all of us, man, we got our fucking lives in check. We know what the fuck we're doing, and that's the difference between talking to people that are confident and they know what they want to do. They know what they gotta do. They know what they gotta do, and they know what they want to do. And like when you talk to a guy and I tell guys this too, man. If you talk to a guy and say what's up or whatever, and he can't really tell you about what's up, what is he doing, and within 5 minutes, it's like you don't really know what the fuck you're doing. Like you don't know what you're doing in life, man. And that's a big thing, man. And Alan, man, speaking on that, man. Like we talked about COVID a little bit. We're still in the Corona shit. Like, what do you think, man? And Lex, you could chime in too, man. After this, man, what's been a difference in correlation of the businesses that you've seen flourish during this time and the ones that went out of business, man? Like, what do you think is the reason why a lot of parts places, you know, and shops are shutting down or on the verge of being shut down over the last year or two, man?
You know, every industry is different, but just speaking in our industry, man, I think it's a lot of business were looking for a way to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's, you know, because some of them really weren't doing good, you know, and some of them were just doing par. So it's just like anything else. It's like, you know what? I'm going to quit the football team because the coach pissed me off. Yeah. No, you didn't really quit the football team because of the coach. You quit because you suck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not getting any play time.
Right.
So it's just like the businesses, man. A lot of the guys, they were just floating by doing their thing, and then, oh, here's just another thing to push them over the edge.
Right.
But the businesses that were on top of their stuff and the ones that did, you know,
have a system,
balance, survive. And also, you know, at this time, you know, starting to pick up a little bit of pace. And to me, it's good because it's just like a natural disaster, bro. A tsunami, a hurricane. It's going to come in and do its thing naturally and clean house. And the buildings that are strong enough with the proper foundation, aka like a business foundation, metaphorically, are going to survive. And that's the way I see it.
And those that are clever and risk takers, quick on their toes, they made adjustments very quickly.
Yeah, right away.
So that they could see, yo, this is a great idea. Let's try this. This didn't quite work, but we're close. Let's adjust.
I'll speak on that. Yeah, I did that. What I did was I created my own apparel line. So basically, you know, the safety slowed down because the tracks were closed for a good minute. No spectators, so I couldn't sell to the spectators. All that. So basically, I started crafting my own design of jackets, jumpsuits. Yeah. I created some new overalls. And that supplemented the sales that I was missing from the drivers. And until that started to pick back up. But yeah, you're exactly right. That was what a lot of good business did.
Those types of risks when you can do them, when you're so quick enough to do it, those will make a world of difference when things get uncomfortable, get awkward. You know what I mean? When we first made our face masks, right? My wife is like, you should sell these. And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable selling face masks to people when people really when it's a pandemic going on. People really need it. We don't have a ton of stock on it. All this shit. So I didn't sell them because I wasn't, we're not in business, right? Like my job wasn't threatened. So I was comfortable. So imagine if I wasn't comfortable and we had them made and then we sell them and then start getting money. It's not always about the moral or the this and that, the comfort. It's like, yo, this can make this happen. Do this now, adjust, right? Then you do that shit and boom, something happens. And something happens that can make maneuvers for something else to happen. And people that have those risk takers, like Dodge. Have you seen Dodge's new campaign? Or
No.
SRT's new campaign? Mopar's new campaign?
What are you talking about?
The donut king. Show me your biggest, your best, your baddest donuts in our product. The quote unquote donut king will become a Mopar salaried employee at $150,000 with your own clothing from SRT and a car. That's a marketing thing, right? They sit and see every day on Instagram for free people burning rubber, doing wild donuts in their cars all day.
Where at though? Like where they doing? Because they gonna have motherfuckers on I-95 doing donuts and shit.
That is exactly what I said. That was exactly what I said. I said I put the ad up, the post up, and I said, and where do y'all think this is gonna take place?
Yeah,
at?
not at Road Atlanta.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Where do y'all think?
75 Atlanta.
Yeah, what Mopar just did is say y'all are creating chaos, but we want in on this chaos.
Yeah.
Do it more. Show proof that you already bought the car in a 60-month lease or whatever you in. The car is already sold, money in their pocket. But tear that shit up. Show the world you the baddest in our shit. And they gonna get free marketing of all these people. But it's the adjustment. They understand, yo, our cars are selling really good. But we want to market it more. We want to how can we get a radical campaign going on, right? Hey, do this. They're in the streets burning rubber all day, every day, hitting each other and all kind of shit. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Better than a commercial. We don't need to make another commercial. Because they've done shit like this. Y'all will refuse to take the yellow bumper caps off that say remove after delivery. Y'all refuse to take those off. SRT said make them pink. Make men drive around with pink bumper guards on. It's done on purpose because it's like, take those shits off, idiot. Oh, you ain't? Okay. Go ride around with pink on your car.
So what's this like? What is that? I've never seen it before. I mean, never been in.
There's a bumper guard just because when the car's getting low up to
got you.
It protects the lip because they have such a lip on the car, and it's just a bumper guard. It says remove after delivery because it was just made to protect the front instead of them putting the white. I mean, they still do put the
white stuff. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But just something very simple. And when you don't take them off, they just sit there and vibrate and scratch your paint up. So, yeah, when you do take them off, your whole front bumper's ruined anyway, but who cares? Everybody's trendy. The yellow stripes on the front of the car. So they made them pink. And now they made them the whole front of the lip. It's all pink.
I got to go in there and I got to tag Dodge in my shit, man. Try to get me a Dodge.
People are driving. And I understand some people don't care, but they're driving around with an inside joke of people making fun of you.
Yeah.
You're driving around with that and you're doing, I don't give a shit, nigga. Ooh. But all the execs and higher ups is like, every time they look at Instagram, look at that bozo. He riding around with our inside joke on his car. And here goes Dodge again. It's the inside joke again. They out there tearing our cars up. Make them go tear them up on purpose just to show us that our cars do exactly what we know they do.
My bad. I'm gonna look up something that I seen. It was something the other day, man. It's kind of cool for us, man, because let me see. There's a I was kind of mad I didn't see Nissan in there, but I seen some shit the other day, and yeah, it's a shit called Team Japan, right? So Mazda, Toyota, Subaru.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I know I didn't see Honda and Nissan in there. I was like, fuck. But so there is a conglomerate of owners in Japan that are banding together to enforce the longevity and lifespan of petrol engines. Now, I'm not against the electric shit, whatever. I've been in a Tesla, it's cool. I like to have one, but I'm gonna have combustion engines, until they come in with the fucking thing and start chopping heads off and shit. But there's a team of Japanese manufacturers, not including Nissan, which again, whatever. They're banding together, which that to me, I think there's gonna be another rotary, man. Like I think so.
God, I hope so.
I think there's going to be another one, man. They got to make something. Honda's already fucked up with that Accord shit. I mean, my bad, the Integra. You seen that, Alan?
Of course, I seen that,
bro. What the hell is that shit, man?
Bro, have you seen the Acura TLX Type S though?
No,
that shit is sick.
Okay,
that's what makes me mad. That somebody up there in the office
signed off on this shit.
Yeah, they've been making all of this because it's all Honda Motor Corp, right? They've been making some dope ass fucking sedans that don't have the heritage that an Integra does. And then an actual crossover, if you looked at it side by side with the Honda crossover, it was the crossover.
That's not an Integra, man. I refuse to accept. I just clicked off of it. I didn't like it or nothing. I just dude. Not gonna no.
But guess what? These little kids, these newer kids now that have no clue what an Integra is, they'll buy it. They buying Altimas.
Man.
They buying fucking 200C Chryslers and shit. They don't really care. They just getting A to B. Yeah. But us that grew up with these nameplates, these badges, and what the fuck? Like I get my boy shit that came and did the work. He has an automatic NA1. I'm like, boy, this is an Accord. This ain't no goddamn sex. Like it's automatic, dog. What are you doing? And he jokes like, yeah, I mean, I got everything to make it manual, but then he's like, but if I resell it, they go for a higher dollar. I'm like, yeah. But no, bro, the soul that this car is supposed to have, and an automatic ain't that. So the fact that they're making an Integra that is a crossover, this is supposed to be a sports car. This is supposed to be a race car, honestly.
Yeah. No, that's just so far away from. I mean, the Z, the Z, that was like it got a little bit scrutiny, but then when the final came out, we see when it was, and people were saying, "Oh, that's just the the prototype." Like, bro, I'm talking about this Integra. That the prototype generally ain't that far off. That's way the prototype is way off. The
worst part about it, everybody was super hype about the white prototype.
The little fake one, the render,
prototype. Everybody was super hype. Like, fucking read the comments and realize
that's what we want.
Do.
Yeah, so I don't think they can recover from that, man. Like, and then I mean, nothing against 4 doors, but that should be a 2-door first.
Dude, it could even be a 4-door. The way that their body's designing now, like the Mercedes, it first came for the CLS, that pebble shape. There were sedans, but you had the coupes, and they all kind of look the same. And you're like, you know what? That design works. So if Honda was like, we're gonna do 4-door because we want this to be purchased more because there's more families, there's more people going out together in the same car.
Right.
Make it have a very nice sporty body. They've been doing it with all the other higher Acura flagship cars. Make it a little bit shorter on wheelbase. Yeah, you're sacrificing some leg room, but you still got back doors. It's still technically practical. You can make a dope design in a 4-door, and even if the Integra does not ever come 2-door, you can look and say, Yeah, that's my shit though. That's an Integra.
In my bad,
Yeah,
I just found it. So it's the so it's automotive news. It comes up on there. It says Toyota, Subaru, Mazda, Kawasaki, and Yamaha Motor will explore new greener fueling options for internal. So they're still going to be combustion. They're just going to make it whatever. And they got a Toyota Corolla race car like at the track, look like a Fuji and everything. So they ain't, man. It's no way that'll be so many seppukus if they fucking ban, it'll be so many suicides if they ban combustion engines, dude. Like it'll be like literally factories shut down, dude. Like,
then you got to deal with these fucking stupid ass pig-headed Americans thinking that this car's got to run clean. There's got to be hybrids. It's got to be electric cars by the year 2032 and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, nah, fam, it don't really need to. All we need to do is just progress in our combustion engines, maybe downside the downside. We got into this horsepower thing and this engine size thing. Bro, they're making so much power out of 1.8s, 1.5s, 1.3s.
But you still see the dudes on the sloppy mechanics like, nah, I got it. Like, right, this 1.8 ain't your dad's grandfather's 1.8 liter. It's different game here, man.
Whole different game.
You
look at a 1.5 D16. You look at a D15, right?
Yeah.
Single can D15, trash. You look at somebody's newer dual cam, direct injected turbo 1.5, 1.3s even. And you're like, damn, that's putting out 3 times the horsepower a D series did.
Yeah.
No? Smaller, lighter, more efficient. That's what needs to be happening. Like with the rotary, I hope they do make another one, but it literally has to be more efficient. And it does not matter because the Toyota proved that with the BRZ FRS GTA6 thing. We're not giving you horsepower, stupid.
Right.
We're going to sell you this fucking fun car if you take the chance to see how fun it is.
Right.
But no, this don't make power, dude.
Yeah, because it's not meant to. It's a driver's car, man. We talked about that a bunch, man, too, Alan. It's like it's not it's a car that like a guy that'll take a stock GT86 or FT86 or whatever and run circles around a stock GTR at a track because people would think the GTR logo means JGTC. Like, nah, that's a different breed, man.
That's actually a good correlation. Yes, that is the thing when you think of it.
Yeah.
We know what all the GTRs look like, all the bodies, right? From when they first started, what was the first GTR? Well, we know when the first GTR name.
Well, it was the Prince and all that stuff and blah blah blah.
Right.
Ken Murray was kind of the
Yep. It was a presidential sedan, and then they made a GTR version, and it took flight. But what I'm saying is modern day. We know R31, DR30s, 31s, 32s, etc. But when you think of that,
and a very unaffordable Hakoska.
Yeah, you do think of JSS, you do think of JGTC, you do think of GT, because that damn nameplate GTR is so prominent on those GTRs. They're huge in the front and the back. They're huge. When you look at the Supras, you see a Toyota logo. You don't see that Supra on that back right corner until maybe you focus in on it. But you look at those GTRs, big ass GTRs everywhere. And so when dudes take them to track, hey, I got a GTR, dog. I'm faster than you just off EP. Like,
30-year-old fucking piston rings.
Yeah, it was like, oh, word. One dude had a 32 sedan, totaled it on that track that I went to. Just we couldn't make it happen around the track. But from what I'm saying, for like a FRS S2000 RX-8, these were amazingly fun cars that sounded great. They were spirited to drive. And when you really put in that work, if you're really talented, really skilled, you could bleed. It's like squeezing a rag, and you squeeze hella tight. And you're like, damn, that's got to be all the way. And then you release, and then squeeze again, and more comes out. And it's like, damn, that was satisfying.
Yeah.
That's what cars are. And we're so fucked up being excessive here in America. Power, torque, right? We look at those cars and it's like, fuck no. I'm just, bro, I'm $30,000. I got 160 horsepower, dude. Hell nah. You can't tell me that's a good buy. I can go spend $30,000 on a old 7-liter
because the
vet.
thing is, what they don't look at is that with the big, and this like we mentioned, RX-8, they don't look at the body. They don't factor in it seemed like the FDA they put that engine in there, but look how easy and how at home a 2J looks in there with a little bit, a little swap kit, and you got that thing in there. And it's they don't factor in the body. The body, like JR said on the thing when and you could tell, LZ is not a builder, but and I knew what it was. LZ was like, you don't they had a brand new a Mustang body. They get delivered from Ford, unpainted. And he's like, oh, no stitch weld. He's like, nah, bro. We don't stitch weld here. Shit's already done. You don't need to do it. So he was like, and he was like, oh yeah. He's like, these cars come already like this, where you don't need. So you already stitch welding a process people don't understand out there. That process takes a week, 2 weeks just to do that, and then you get onto the build. Now you got a solid base, just like the FC86, the GT86, the BRZ. That base is so solid now that you're light years ahead of taking Allen's Corolla with a 3S G in it. Now you got to put on braces for the fender braces, different things to make that car hold that power of the Beams 3S, which it don't seem like a Beams 3S, but the Beams 3S wasn't in a 8.6.
It wasn't in that car when it came, right? Yeah, and so that's why when people ask me, oh, if you were to build another car, what would it be? It's the RX-8. Why is that? Because it's just that for that exact reason, right? If I go take an RX-7, a FC, it was made originally in 84, 85. That bonding process is mad old on this car by now. So maybe I'm taking that little hit that I did with the RX-8, and it would have been like, bing, no big deal.
Yeah, because I crashed through a wall one. It was like scratch a bump. I was like, fuck.
I take it in that fucking RX-7, boom, and I done twisted everything. You know what I mean? Because it's old. That bonding process is old. Those new Mustangs, I saw Justin take a hit so hard in the car the first time he drove it, and he really did fuck up the frame, but it was in the rain going 70 into a freaking wall, bro. Boom! And again, the front end was so easy to take off. Couple of bolts, the entire front end's off, and then the strut towers were tweaked a little. Boop, that was fine, and then the whole car was fine. But they're initially so damn strong, coming from the fact, like the dude on the Raiders, he took that C8, 156 miles an hour down the street. Hit that lady, went up under her shit, and he was fine. He just pushed the hood and shit up like this on the car. That car was so sturdy, it took 156 to 30 mile an hour impact. Wham! So 100 miles an hour, right? 126 miles to a solid object.
Yes, and
even that car should have been this big if that was made in the 80s. Let that have been a Fiero, goddamn.
No, it should be on. Just like hit that shit like a ball of fire instantly.
Yeah,
it would have been a beer can.
Yeah, he'd be
those
dead
newer
in that bitch.
Cars, the way they make them are great, but that goes the same thing with the motors.
Right.
They're making them great. These things are great, man. We just need to wean off of this horsepower. Yeah, tune them. Make
you nailed it, man. Like again with the RB, man, because like you were just saying, you built it. And a lot of guys like they get so used to power and angle, and they don't know how to use it. And it's like, bro, hey, come drive this S14 with RB20 in it, and if you can loop this whole track, because I was like, I wanted the RB in there because a lot of people were like, RB20. I'm like, yeah, I can link this whole track with RB20, man. But of course, compression was the thing. But the now, like, and Alan, man, I wanted to ask you this. I was just talking to I had Andrew on the last podcast, and he was saying now he was like, because I got a G35 I'm about to actually activate too, and he was like, yeah, man, most of the guys now, like the Z and the G35, like people into drifting new shit now. They don't want to really fuck with the S13s and the rusted bolts and the reinforcements and all that stuff. So Alan, are you getting new newer car customers or still the same stuff?
No, man, it's exactly like you said. well, you got to think too. When we started driving, S13, S14s were affordable. They were the little bit older but affordable, achievable car. Now those same cars are triple or not 4 times the cost that they were when we bought them, right? So the guys that are coming up in the same situation when we were that age can't even afford an S14. But they can afford a 350Z that's that's been neglected, or a convertible one that they can put a roll bar in. So like my customers, honestly, my average customer car is probably a 2003 to 5 and up. Yeah, it's like if when I sell to somebody that has like a Hachiroku or something, I'm like, I follow their ass because it's like
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a different ball game. And like you go to tracks, at least my local tracks, 350Zs, E46, E92.
Brisky bringing them on.
RX8s are starting to catch traction.
Yeah,
I guess Lex put that out there.
Bro, you got to get them now. They're gonna go up. I think the RX8. We talked about that.
You used to get a shell for $1,000.
I'm trying to sell one.
Yeah, I can get a whole rolling one.
Bro,
that probably just needed spark plugs and coil.
You better get them
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was telling them, because the trans. I said it multiple times, and it started to happen. Like the RX8 transmission, when we talked about it, I got a whole engine and transmission for $500. Yeah, and then now they made a kit for us, and now the fucking price of the transmissions went up since that. It was 3 months. The prices are up $500 now on the transmissions, because they're becoming the next. Because the CD 999 is now $2,000 now, with another $300.
ZFs are about to go. They're about to be out
for the BMW.
I've been talking about ZFs for at least the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Forrest put that in my head, and I was thinking about putting one in my car so I could start banging on it.
Yeah.
But it keeps my driving style down. But
they're already expensive here, man.
Yeah, but they're going to go through the moon, because LZ just made a video talking about how much more he loved ZFs over CDs. Yeah. So those are about to take flight. But like you were saying with the Rich Whiteman, the guy that drives the JZX chassis in Prospect. He was in my comments, he said, "Yo, every time you post this RX8, I start looking for him. I start hitting Craigslist, I start hitting Marketplace, and then I'll be like, now they slow, dog." He's like, "Yeah, that's why I don't never buy one." But I have a feeling somebody's going to come through Prospect or somewhere soon with an RX8.
Mohan's rocking RX8, right?
Mo got his own thing going on with that, but somebody's going to do something successful. Because remember, the Siki RX8 was doing a lot of work. A lot of work, and they
wasn't that Dan?
Dan and goddamn, fuck, man.
But that car was amazing, though. You know what I mean? So if somebody comes around and says, "Hey, I'm gonna do an RX8, I'm gonna do this engine, this is gonna work," it's gonna be a car to look at, and people are gonna start looking like Mike Fiat. Mike Fiat kind of went away, but he had in Midwest Drift Union, he had an RX8 with a turbo motor, and he was beating the hell out of people with that car. It's no slouch, but people get over whatever factuation they are with S chassis and other things. We're gonna get an RX8 very soon.
It was a get. I think because it was the S13 and all the stuff in the 14s. They were you could say same for the FCs and the FDs. Not so much FDs. FDs was never really. That was more of a high class drifter type of car.
Yeah,
FC you can get into it. What is a GXE or something like that?
GX.
Yeah,
NA ones.
So guys will get into those, man, and that was what we seen when the first video I remember seeing, man, was a video of popular one was like Higuchi with his 19s and back way when, man, 20 years ago, and that was just what everybody wanted to get, man.
I think that might have been 99-ish too.
Yeah, that was because it was that black 180 with the 19s on it, way ahead of his time. He was doing it. He's doing this shit now that the guys are trying to do at this these pretty drift events, which I got my opinions on those where they kind of, but you don't want to have they can do what they want to do. That's their thing and everything. But
yeah, they run their event.
Yeah, the whole petition to get in, and you got to have so many
followers.
Fuck
that. I'll never do that.
Yeah,
never. And that's why people ask, "Why don't you do Drift Week?" I'm not about to fucking prove to you.
Yeah.
Got enough following to go on that event. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I saw that shit. I was looking at the list because Drift 8. I don't know how I got the list. Drift HQ or something. They were like, don't even apply if you don't have 12 or 15K to burn.
It
was something stupid. Then they even had no rotaries allowed, all kind of stupid shit.
That was the first. What put me off. Like, I'll never entertain that shit. One of my homeboys is doing it now, and he was asking me alignments and this and that and that and this, and I gave him, because I used to daily my car type shit. But it's just like I'm off that. For people that try to make stuff super exclusive, but you gotta either have this many followers or give me this much media or be vouched in by one of the participants of, man, fuck you. Yeah. I just learned about it and I think it's cool and my car can do it and I can drift and I can make it happen. But you telling me I can't do that because
you're not in the crowd?
Right.
Man, miss me with that shit.
And that's kind of going back to what we said in the beginning.
We gotta pull up on their ass.
It was like it's like you can't let that the thing is, like we said, I just said you can't let that define you, but then like the thing is, the companies are making people kind of do that. So like it's making is when I did the AMP joint, I was shocked because they asked luckily I had a good collective number, I guess, that got me in, because when I did the AMP event, it was capped at 40, 50 drivers, Alan, and then they raised it up another 20 drivers because that went out. So we got in the mix.
You was getting in with
me,
though.
The thing, the fucked up part was before I signed it up, I knew I was like, I'm a dude coming from Japan, like blah blah blah, like we got in, then we met up with the HQ guys and they shook their hands or whatever, but it was like. It kind of felt like it was like, man, it was some other dude out there who really want to get in this event and he can't because he don't got the following, he don't got the that. So it's like at the same time damning it, but at the same time benefiting from it. But it's like that shouldn't be. What I'm saying, man, is don't base your life and your self-worth and being on that, man. Like if you want to really do that, then work towards it, put in the work. And then they'll recognize you. So that's their party, man. So you can't really tell people how to run their party. That's
why I've never said anything about it publicly. When people always message me, when they first said no rotaries, everybody messaged me. I said, so what? Like, they hadn't come across an example that can do it. And dude's so skewed with the blinders on, he's not looking around for one. That's what his premonition is of it. Fuck it, fine. And then all of a sudden, okay, rotaries are allowed. And then, we let a rotary in and look, he still didn't make it. So what?
Yeah.
You didn't get the right one guy. Yeah, that's one guy. But because you said a while ago no rotaries, you only had a couple of guys with rotaries applying.
Right. When then look at that community, man. Like that community is like you can't say that about the Rotary community and it ain't gonna get shared around 1,000 times in 5 minutes.
It will, yeah.
So everybody, people hitting you up, like it's like, did you see this shit?
But it's
let's be for real. If Adam decided to bring a Rotary, they'll change that shit overnight.
They'll change that motherfucking shit.
Like or like you say, man, Mike, like, hey man, can I bring that 4-rotor?
Yeah, they not gonna,
it's like
right. No rotary.
Yeah.
But it's like me. I've had a rotary running successfully, pretty crazy. That I also street drove for 3 years, making a good amount of power. Right. It's been for 10 years that car's been running how it's been running. Right. I'd have to do a lot of fuel stops because of how my setup is. But let's just say I didn't want to take that one and take the convertible. I'd be big chilling, driving around, putting 87 octane in that hole when we doing the journey, and then we get to the track, and fill it up with 91, and have the blast. But it's like, you get around were not around, but you just get those kind of things, and it's a put off. And no, I don't feel it. Oh, I feel bad about it. Oh, don't have your feelings hurt. I'm feeling like hurt, but it's, you got one time to say something stupid out your mouth to me, and then I'll be like, all right, like that's it. You just seem dumb to me.
Yeah, because when it's stuff like that, man, there's no like, sometimes people slip up and say things, but at the same time, you're cognizant of what you're saying, and it's just like there's no reason for that to even be spoken about. Like that's not. So yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It's certain depend if you're talking to a 21-year-old, the 21-year-old is probably going to say a lot of dumb shit because he's 21. And even when I was 21, I felt like I felt like I felt like at 21 I was going towards what I'm doing now. But I was at the car meets and doing fucking donuts with an open diff and shit, and and I thought I was killing it. And he said, no, actually, you burn your clutch. And I was like, oh, cool. And
right.
Now, if I go back and think hard, I was that young guy saying dumb shit around, trying to impress older guys. Now I'm that older guy now, and it's like, so if a 21-year-old is saying that, all right, you give him a pass. But if another dude our age who's supposed to experience life, who's
right,
like, nah, bro,
you don't want certain people around you. That's exactly what you said. Oh no, I said rotaries because no, you just said
you
to
said
me.
What you said. You're of age. You're of age, man. So you meant that shit.
Enough to know what the
fuck. Man. And my point on that is like, don't get out your comfort zone to fit in with other people, man. Do you? Because at the end of the day, when they see your true character, they're gonna want to hang out with your ass. And then you had a decision to let that happen or not happen.
Yeah.
And on the same route of talking about rotaries, let me see if I can flip this shit.
Oh yeah, you got the
yeah, my boy.
For all you doubters out there, that's a 50-year-old rotary. That's a 72 RX3 that runs and drives. So I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, and you pretty much bought that car and took it right to the track.
That
was crazy.
How you do
it up? Boom.
I did the same thing to the RX-8.
Yeah.
Bought it, that track done. Yeah. Hey, let's have some fucking fun. Like, dude, how cool would that be? That would be the thing if people, like, if we started, I don't know, grip week, right? We just, hey, we got track days lined up here, and here. You got to drive to them.
The drag race guys do it all the time.
Yeah. Like let's drive to them. Have all your shit, all your gear, everything that you need to drive to these track events, and then we just have a blast. We're not limiting you to anything, and you would have what's
for rotaries? You need oil, ATF, spark plugs, like
and premix, baby.
Because the thing is, you're not gonna throw a ride, so you don't gotta worry about that. Long as you get it,
my bag full of valves.
long as you keep this shit running, it's gonna run. That's why I was like, man, rotary could do some cool shit, man. Like, get you home. A piston is you got about 30 minutes. If it's
you ain't running off one piston, you can run off one rotor.
One rotor, yep. Sound funny as shit. Hope you don't meet no hills, but you going.
Right.
You
no torque. Negative torque.
That's the cool thing about it. We could go and blow an apex seal, smooth out that hoe.
Hey, Lex, you gotta do it, man. That'd be just hey, man. Only rotors allowed on this trip.
I was thinking about being petty, but people knew that. People would know. Because I was thinking about doing a drift week, pure rotaries, right?
Yeah.
And just because like they're doing it in California, Western region right now, I was like, we can go Oregon, Thunder Hill. We can do Jackson County, Thunder Hill, come down to Sonoma. Keep going down west, go to Willow Springs, then go over to Vegas, and then come back, right? So that's what I was like, yo, we could do that shit, all rotaries, just to be like, fuck y'all. But then people be like, hey, I ain't feeling it. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that just out of spite. It'd be great to do.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that. I like that grip week idea, though.
Yeah, grip week would be great. Like, you take your car, we set awards for whoever does the fastest lap. So you're going to come with a prep car, something quick, something fast. And a lot of grip guys, like when I go to the track, these old dudes, they're coming up in their M3s. Yeah. And then when they're pulling their wheels out the back seats, getting ready to set those up, pulling lips and wings out the trunk and attaching their wings and putting their lips on. And it's like, oh, this motherfucker serious, dog.
Hey, Think about this though. Worst come to worst, you can't put an LS in your trunk, but you can put a keg in your trunk.
You goddamn right. I can put a whole nother motor sitting right in the back, right? Like think of that. Like my RX-8, it's got no seats, no nothing. I can put jacks, everything in it, wheels. Then
we speaking into existence, man. We
got a whole ass trunk, dog.
I'm with it.
Yeah, I'll fly over for that, man. That would be dope. And then one thing about grip cars too, man, is like doing both of them. That's the benefits of doing both in multiple motorsports. And JR even spoke on doing off road and how he touched on like the off road. The reason why he backed LZ,
I hated on,
right?
Yeah,
and he felt the same thing.
Hating on LZ. I love when he said that he vocalized that. He said people were, which didn't clarify if it was internet or Formula D paddock.
I guarantee it was.
I know, but he did it in a way that was like, I know motherfuckers is hating on you. Yeah. I heard it.
Yeah, he didn't say I saw in between that because he didn't mention like he didn't say in person or whatever. He just generalized classified, man. But yeah, man,
I'm rocking with you.
Yeah, man, it's one of those things, man, where like it's cool stuff that and that's the cool shit about now. It's like, hey, man, you're not invited over here. Start your own shit. You go on Facebook, you make a group, make an event, invite motherfuckers, and or make it public. And it's like, bro, it's so easy now. Like, and everybody on Facebook about the wrong shit. Like, it's so easy to make like, hey, man, I'm gonna do an event at this place. The time is this time. It's the which con is the requirements. You park here. It's the fee, and like you made an event just like that, man. So it ain't nothing stopping you. You just can't play with these guys. And look, man, that's not gonna ever go away, man. When I was in high school,
what do we always say? You got the basketball court, but you bought the ball,
right?
Your game.
It's not gonna go away, man. In high school, there was clearly like a really popular table. I didn't sit at that table, but I was like at the next one over. So I wasn't at that table with everybody there. Then of course there was a table below. It's a hierarchy, man.
It is a hierarchy.
It's always going to be that. And when you recognize that and recognize why the dude ain't hitting you back, well, he hits this other guy back, it's because you ain't on his radar, man. It was some shit that happened here in Japan, and to one of the we brought up Lexi at Wishcom. His car burnt down and all that stuff.
Yeah, but yeah.
And I'm not I'm not wishing, what I said online about the thing and him not hitting me back or whatever is what I said, but it's not like I don't dislike the guy. I don't want nobody shit to burn down. You know what I mean? But then like I seen the Samet guy take a jab at Alexi. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Maybe Samet asked Alexi something just like I did, and he didn't respond to me. I moved on. But maybe to him, he took that personal, so he took a jab at a really unfortunate, shitty situation. And I was just about to hit the Samet guy up to try to do something, but that after seeing that, I don't even want to talk to the guy, man. Like that, you don't.
And he didn't address it. He didn't clarify it.
Yeah.
Like Alex Choi did something. Alex Choi did in LA that makes all the wild Lamborghini shit, right?
Yeah.
He said, and remember, this has been a very prominent topic lately. Kanye said, and a couple other people said, when these motherfuckers are saying the rapper so-and-so, the rapper this and that, they're saying the nigga Kanye, the nigga woo-woo, the nigga that, right? So Choi gonna say, yo, you rappers, he said, you rappers are gonna make McLaren's ghetto, just like you did with Lamborghinis. And
you ain't talking to rappers.
No, you say you niggas is making Lamborghini and Gucci ghetto, and now you're making McLaren's ghetto. Stop that shit. But wait, hold up. Ain't you the bozo rolling around with pink roll bars all over your car? That shit ain't ghetto.
Right, doing goofy shit.
Doing dumb, goofy shit, rolling through Beverly Hills, revving on motherfuckers like, don't nobody in Beverly Hills want to hear that dumb shit. You basically rolling around with a Civic with a fart can on it because they're wealthy than a motherfucker. They don't give a shit about your ghetto-ass Lamborghini.
Unreported wealth, man.
And you're doing all of this dumbass shit. So Mr. Organic, which happened to be the one that showed his McLaren at SEMA that had his face on dollar bills all over it, he's just a flamboyant dude, right? Now, if you never knew anything about Organic, and this is the first time you see him, you might say under your breath, look at this ghetto-ass nigga. But if you were in tune with him, he does things as statements. Like he walks around with multiple colored beards all the time. He does a lot of shit. Everything has a meaning to what he does. And you might look at it and be like, that's trash. But if you know what he's doing and you've heard him explain it, this is art now. Because now when you look at it and he's explained every panel and why this is this, why this is these colors, why this has this logo on it, why this has this mural on it. He explains it. It's very well thought out. Yes, it does look gaudy, but it has a meaning, right? So his meaning was, I created my own wealth. Now he's a millionaire off of crypto and all of this other shit, and he's been grinding away on YouTube. YouTube didn't make it happen for him, but crypto did. But because he has YouTube, he has the exposure. And he's saying, I made my own wealth. That's what his face on the dollar bills is on his Lambo, right? I made my own prosperity. So now this dude, that he's just a rich kid, and Troy is different more than that. But this is his perception. He's just a rich kid, mama money. He's talking down on people, and he uses the trigger word. There's rappers about to make McLarens ghetto. But, sir, you have been saying McLarens are pieces of shit for 2 years because you have been saying McLarens have every check engine light in the world. McLarens break their own windows when you just drive them regularly. McLarens do this. McLarens do that. You've been saying they're a trash brand for 2 years. Now this man gets a McLaren. He does what you deem ghetto, and now you're talking shit about him is bringing down the value of McLaren. Nah, sir.
That goes to show you, man, that there's no level of there's just like there's levels to everything. There's levels to haters. You know what I'm saying?
There is, because
so you got
rich
yeah. So and it's like you can't, what do they call it, punching up and punching down. You don't see a guy from up there trying to talk about a dude that's posting a car on Instagram or a regular guy. So you gotta hate within your level. I mean, you don't gotta hate at all, to be honest. You know what I mean?
You don't have to hate at all.
You're taking energy, right? You're taking energy. Like, I mean, I got buddies, man, that, you know what I mean, they do certain things to their cars, man, that I'm not into, and I don't put a like on it or nothing. I just move on. It's like, it ain't nothing for me to say about it. It ain't nothing for me to joke about it. It's just like, I don't do that. What I do with my cars, or for what I do with my S2000, doesn't require to be slammed to the ground. You know what I mean? That's not what I do. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get the fastest time I get in the car, and having 5 degrees of camber, it's not going to help me do that. You know what I mean? So nothing against it, man. If you want to do that and utilize 10% of your 305 tire, you go do that, man. I'm gonna utilize the whole contact patch all the way across, and that's what I like to do. So, but there's no reason
to, So I don't want to even concern myself with shitting on what you think is cool.
We just talked about the Lexis. Real quick, me and Alan talked about it yesterday, and it was a situation, man, where I brought it up, and we always kind of vibe with things, and I was like, and I brought it up to I said it to Alan, but also it's like you talk and kind of reassure yourself, and I was talking about a acquaintance, man, who kind of, he takes on every battle, like everything that comes across his radar. Nah, man, fuck that, and fuck the kid who had the Rittenhouse kid who just got off, and young Jock just got killed last night in Memphis, and all this other stuff, and it's like, bro, you can see something, and I seen it. You know, I woke up to
your battles, man.
Right.
Pick your battles.
And people are commenting like, you know, the guys are doing this. They set them up, this, and this, and then I guess Switch was on Breakfast Club and mentioned Young Jock the other day, and then now they thinking it's a conspiracy. Like, bro, you gotta go to work and make money, dude. I'm not not wishing ill will on. I don't know nothing about the situation with the Young Jock guy. I never heard any of his music, to be real, but it's like that ain't, I seen it, but it's like that ain't, I got to get to the podcast room and do this podcast with you guys. That's my priority right now.
About this, right? Fuck all that conspiracy theory. Dolph was going to a cookie.
Young Dolph. I said Young Jock, my bad.
To buy cookies for somebody. It could have been a niece, a daughter, a grandmother, or his mother. The person that those cookies didn't get home to is the one that's about to feel terrible. Did they ask him to go get them, or would he go in?
Same thing when your wife said you were going.
Fuck all that conspiracy. What you think is why he got killed. There's a family that was waiting for him to come back with some cookies, my nigga.
Yeah.
with some cookies, bro.
And I know all.
Wait.
When
that shit happened?
Like
Dolph
yesterday.
got killed. Like, no, he got killed a couple hours ago.
Yeah,
bro, this is my news channel, bro. I need to get out more.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I did.
Dolph
Well, you know the Facebook shit, man.
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
you just said,
that's crazy, man. I can't believe that.
Right.
Yeah, literally just got killed.
My bad. My bad, guys. There, I'm gonna get like this late in the podcast, so if you made it this far, thanks. But I said Young Jock. Young Jock's another different.
Jock just got married.
Yeah, my bad. Goddamn, man.
Dolph is from Tennessee.
Well, and it happened in Memphis. It happened in his home. How many times? Like dudes who get taken out right there where you from is like
my homeboy, the dude that did the getaway driver, white boy with the mullet. He was picking up his vet, and it happened near him. The police were escorting Dolph's vet on the flatbed to the impound. I shared that on my IG.
No shit.
The sirens were going, the helicopters were still flying.
Oh, the dude that was on Discovery.
Yeah, the dude with the vet with the mullet.
Yeah. That's great. But we got off on that. But it's like with that stuff, man. It's what I'm saying, man. It's like is this if you just open this phone up and go like this, it's like you could pick like which battle I want to get into right now, man. Like they talking about the fucking abortion shit, or they talking about the dude who sandblasted 2J, or they talking about this. It's like ain't none of that shit like that. And then like you said, man, it's like us being our family guys, man. How many times your wife been like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the store at nighttime? Like, no, you ain't.
Dog.
No, you're not.
You ain't.
I'll go there. I'll go to the store.
Right,
yeah, I'm gonna go to the fuckers, bro. Every time, bro. Maybe I'm being too protective, but every time my wife says she wants to go out, I don't like, at nighttime. I just don't like going outside and shit. And I'm like, no, I'll go to the store and get the eggs and shit. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I'll make it back. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
It's like,
that's your thought, right?
Yeah,
that's
it's like, yeah. I'm like, man. So dad, like you said, man, that person sent him out to get some fucking cookies, and they say, I seen it was his mom. He's getting cookies for his mom. And they was like, why the fuck's this rich dude getting cookies for his mom? He should have them in the cabinet. You know what I mean?
Nah, but when you're comfortable,
it's real life, man.
Yeah, it's real life. When you're comfortable and you're like, I'll go get you some cookies. Shit, what you want?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there waiting for cookies, and then they find out on social media or the news or somebody's calling, yo, you're kin to so-so? Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
End the story for him.
But what that comes to. I mean, again, I'm not assuming, but with those guys, a lot of those guys, man, because where I'm from, man, I know a lot of people like this. They get a little bit of notoriety, money, and they don't drop certain people around them. You don't know who the fuck's watching, especially with this shit. I mean, with your phone, the phone will fucking tell you, hey man, if I come to Cali and Richmond, it says I'm 5 minutes away from Lex. If you got that shit on
that lately,
yeah. So that shit will tell you where motherfuckers are, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And at the end of the day, like, I've heard a lot of his music, and there was definitely a lot of beef between him and the hometown people. So, he was saying what he gonna do when he roll up, and it don't take but one time for somebody to say, "Oh man, I just saw him pass XYZ Boulevard. I think he's headed this way."
Instantly
wrapped. You're rolling around in a car that's wrapped, that's clearly identified as yours. There are no others like that. You got vehicles all wrapped like that. So when they see you, if somebody really on it like that, like if they really on it, like, nigga, I'm a live wire. I'll kill them.
Yeah.
And they see you,
and they do it for nothing, just to say, and just to get a little bit of street clout till the cops pick you up. And that's where, like, unfortunately, man, again, I don't want to speak like I know the guy personally. I call him fucking Young Jock by mistake, but I mean, it's one of those things, man, where like, dude, I'm from Baltimore, and I don't give a fuck what nobody said about me, dude. I'm never living back there again, dude. Like,
you gotta move the fuck out.
I did my time. I did 20-something years there before I went to the about 23, 24, 25 years there. I'm good. So if you're going to call me this, that, and other for living in Japan and raising my kids up here with the beach line right there and the motocross course right there and the track right there, is like, call me what you want to call me, man, but I'm not going to perish where I was born, man. Like, that's not, what I mean? Natural cars is different, but getting took out in the streets, fuck that, man. You're not going to get me there.
Man, it's everybody's job, especially us as men, to prosper and do better for ourselves than where we grew up, whatever the case be, man. Like, You know, we all grew up and I grew up in inner city Macon, Georgia. It's one of the worst places in the nation. They had one of the highest murder rates in the nation at one time. So, so my point is, it's like you trying to prove like, oh, I'm gonna stay here because that's where I'm from. That's an ignorant mindset. You should always want to do better. I want my kids, like I have now, to be able to run around outside and ride a bike without somebody running them over, stealing them, whatever the case. And to me, like that's a trap mindset for you to be able to stay in the environment that you grew up in and not want to do better.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Look at we ain't talking. You know, the dude. I'm not sure. I know we talked about the Alpo. You seen him got Alpo. You know Alpo from the movie Paid in Full. Not from the movie, but the perpetrator. So he was have you ever heard of a guy named Alpo Allen? It's a dude in
Alpo, like the dog food.
No, his dude name is Alpo Martinez. I forgot his actual name, but he's an infamous drug dealer, man. They made a movie called Paid in Full, and the thing about it, the dude did a lot of grimy shit, so much so that nobody was like, oh man, like the motherfucker had it. That was his destiny to
for him. And then
he went to jail. He killed people. He went to jail, got out, and then he was in witness protection. But he
snitched. Yeah. So that was the problem.
He wasn't supposed to be in Harlem.
Killer, if he was just a killer, let's say, "Ooh, that's Alpo."
Let's say the 6'9"
killer,
shit.
Yeah. Well, 6'9" wasn't built like Alpo.
Different shit. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, different. It's a whole different.
Alpo was
actual killer. Yeah.
Hella people. Yeah. And then when really came down to it, you gave up, and this is all alleged. Who knows? I don't know. It's even confirmed. It's confirmed. But he gave up the ghost on hella people around him. So now you did all of these killings,
and then comes back where he's
but you gave up people that was free. You already sitting down. Do your time, man. Sit on that shit, dummy. Right? But not about the dead, God forbid. But then people were telling him, don't come back to Harlem.
Yeah, he can't. So basically, he came back, Alan. Yeah.
Don't come back to Harlem.
Yeah, trying to flex.
Not trying to.
He came back to Harlem.
He did.
On a Halloween party with a mask on, and they're saying, "Oh, he was around with the mask on, and people didn't notice him." Well, no, somebody did notice him, and I guess he got into something with somebody because he was messing with or flirting with or dealing with a female of theirs. So he sitting in the middle of Harlem in his truck.
Well, Alex, but it wasn't this. He's been in Harlem for a bit though, since he got out. He was riding bikes around and riding.
Yeah.
He thought he was good.
Thought it was good, but he's sitting there in his truck like it was sweet. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of times people say, and that's what I say when cats really be about it, like what happened with Dolph. There has to be a dude that's really about being a live wire. A lot of people say what they're gonna do when they say, "Oh, I would have, man, I should have, I had him, I should have smoked that nigga, I should have did this and that." But it's that one dude that's not gonna say I should have. He's gonna get active, right? And it just takes one time for you to cross them, or one time for you to be in their line of sight, and they're really about it. So either case may be. That's what happened to Alpo, and they lit him up in his truck, and he tried to take off and crashed into some shit and perished right there.
Yeah.
But he already shot up. Everybody could have told him, "Oh, don't come back to Harlem," and then he could be like, "I'm from Harlem."
And that's the thing, and the reason I brought that up is that mindset right there. A lot of guys they feel like they gotta. Even with him, he should have been. He was in witness protection, different name, everything, and still came back. This motherfucker Allen was going on YouTube and showing people where he did it, this is how I picked the guy up here who shot him in the head. He was just like
asked for that.
He was just living.
There's a level of arrogance that was.
Yeah, that was way arrogant, bro. That's way like you just spitting in everybody. That's like the mob dudes where a lot of them. The one guy I watched is Francis. He's a mob boss. He was a mob boss, millions of dollars.
Yeah, I know who he is.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm good, but I would not go back to those streets because there's some young dude there who would try to get points off of killing me.
Right. Yeah.
I'm the only guy. I'm the only guy alive from all my bosses are dead. All my associates are dead. Sammy. I'm looking forward to the interview with him and Sammy the Bull on Valuetainment, and that's gonna be like pretty cool to see two made guys, go at it. and not off entertainment shit, but like they, just some historical shit. And my thing is how to move, man, because the mob was not only like killing mob, they were business minded guys. And Michael was more of a business guy in a mob. He wasn't the guy doing all of the, the Sammy the bullshit. He was a business dude, a racketeer. So he was a smart guy. Hey man, take the penny off of each fuel pump, and at the end of the day, we have $40,000 or $400,000 per week. So but yeah, man, we kind of got into this tangent, man. But all the states, man, how you move, the business,
move
and
smart, have no ego.
Yeah, man, it's
be yourself.
Yeah,
be
man.
yourself. Yeah. I mean, really, dude, it just comes down to like me now. It's like shit, bro. I am this way. I have been this way. I like my rotaries.
Not gonna change.
People was looking at me like, oh, you're into this and that. Like, yeah, I'm taking video of this damn this muscle car at the meet last night. You like muscle cars? Yeah.
It goes fast, man.
Don't own them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I love everything, but what I'm into is what I have, bro. That's what I got, and I'm all about people flourishing and doing whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah, man. That's what, to me, like when I grew up, in Macon, like going and driving, like we had this strip called Zeb. It was short for Zeppelin, and we all meet in the Walmart parking lot. And it was cool meeting the guy who really loved his Accord, because I don't love Accords.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? But to see a modified one, a manual swap, an H22 setup, like that's dope. He was just being him. And then, they love my setup because I was in the SRs before they were really a thing, and I had to make my own wire harness and shit off of, scrap. So it was cool, but now everybody want to fall in line and do the same cookie cutter bill,
right?
And the same, wear the same clothes, talk the same way, have the same Instagram look. I was like, man, do you, and then people can appreciate that. Like when they see Donald, they know red Mohawk guy. That's his style. My style. You see me, I'm always got overalls on. I'm always driving some old '80s shit box. That's my style.
Yeah. Yo, it was funny. My son had throwback day or some shit, and he's about to try to wear something stupid. I'm like, nah, that's dumb. He's like, oh, I'm just trying to dress like the '90s. I said, well, I grew up in the '90s. You didn't ask me shit.
Yeah.
Right. Said I get you set up authentically. So I set him up, and he's wearing my clothes, which is hilarious. My actual clothes. Literally, I have a lot of clothes still from like 2000. And so I set him up with this, and I'm telling him, I said, yo, so this is what we used to do. Like, we always used to travel out to different malls, because if we all went to the same mall,
you had the same shit.
Accidentally would all buy the same shit, right? It wasn't like Instagram looking and purposely want what you just seen but we didn't want to have the same shit. And then let's say you actually got something that was the same. Well, now you got to put it together differently so that your shit pops a little bit more than the next man. So I was just telling them, like, this is what we did in the 90s. This was actual hip hop culture. This is how we grew up with. When you wore multiple t-shirts, you layered them. Oh, this is the t-shirt that you like, you're going to wear it as an undershirt, but it ain't long enough. How do we make it longer? Bust out that iron it, and it gets a couple inches on it, and you can layer it.
Bro, don't bring back the tall tees.
Yeah, so it was like you can get your own custom tailored setup and be real clean. Oh, your pants is too big. Here's how we cuffed them so that it would be tight.
Yeah. I remember that.
But
shit,
it was clean cuff, and then it didn't drape over your shoes. And I'm telling you,
another reason we did that shit too on the East Coast, because the fucking dye would get on your boots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But those they don't worry about nowadays, right? And I'm telling him this, and his mind was blown. Man, early this week, that was for Throwback Day, right? He said he went to school. Everybody was like, "Oh shit," because it's authentic. He really is wearing something from the time frame, how we wore it in the time frame, and styled from the time frame. And he come back on like Tuesday, yo, Dad, what's up? Can I go through your closet? And I'm like, no. I'm like, you ain't about to be wearing all this oversized shit to school every week, man. You could do it, but it's like, nah. But if you want to like get this kind of style, you don't have to be wearing your dad's fucking pants. Let's get you your own clothes that actually fit, but kind of emulate that. But the biggest lesson is teaching you to be you. If you like this, If you like this style, how do we make it you? Because
I just can't, bro. I just can't. I don't. I remember coming up, man. Like you wanted to have like the baggiest jeans possible. And like these dudes, I'm like, bro. Like when you came to school with some shit that didn't have no bags in it, and like they were hugging your legs, you were the clown. Like, so now these motherfuckers. I looked at my little brothers like, dude, man, how fucking tight you want those goddamn pants, man? Like I just. You can't run in that shit. You can't kick nobody in the face in that shit. It's like, dude. But I mean, it's like, hey, man. I know it's different eras and everything. And
he has some jeans on that were jeans. They were actual boys' jeans, but they were so tight on the ankle. On the ankle, they had zippers, so you can get your feet through them.
Wow.
I said, blood, hell no. We don't do no.
We don't do that.
Dog. We don't do that, dog. Why are your jeans so fucking tight you can't pull your ankle through it? And it needs a relief zipper so that you can get your ankle up in there and struggle with it the rest of the way. Well, that's crazy, B. Like, no.
It's like a chick with a big ass trying to jump into her jeans. Like, it's like that's acceptable. That's cool, but not what you're doing.
Bro, the way I look at it, man, if I can't throw a motherfucking high kick, I can't wear it. You know, you're gonna split in half when you try to kick.
Yeah, man, it's like, man, I don't.
But
get it.
He's getting a style, and I want him to become whatever he wants to.
Yeah,
be.
doing him.
Yeah, and I've recently, like in the last couple of months, let that go because see, I didn't name him as a junior because I want him to do his own thing, and so I kind of in the last couple months, I've kind of been like, you know what, you're not a little me. You are from me. You are a little me, but you're not a little me. So you don't have to be exactly how I was. Whatever you're doing, as long as we're safe and smart and intelligent with it, then do your thing. So in the last couple of months, I've been recently like that, and he like little Mexican girls, and he be wearing trippy red shirts and all of this shit. He be wearing a Metallica shirt and say, hey, you know what's on your chest? He be like, no, why'd you get that shirt? Because I like it. Well, what's that say? Ride the lightning. I said, what's on your chest? And he's like, oh no. I said, that's an electric chair. Do you know what Ride the Lightning was all about? He's like, I said, yo, bro, you got to know something about what you're putting on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing that a lot lately, but he's doing his own thing. But I've been doing like, pay attention to what you're actually representing. So how a lot of people. I think in this car thing, just pay attention to what you're representing. Don't be no hater. He doing something you don't like, so what? Like literally, so what? And you got to feel so what deep inside. Because you can say so what, but inside, man, that motherfucker stupid.
Yeah.
But really,
man, I just want to, like Donald say, he's the first person I ever heard say this, like, give you your roses, man. I really want to say, man, I love seeing the relationship that you have with your son. Obviously, you're gonna have that anyway, but the type of relationship where you're mentoring him on the things that you enjoy, but you're not forcing him to do it. You can tell that he's got his own cerebral mindset on how he takes it upon. And like even when he's like riding your bike, he's riding his way and working his way up. He's not coming out with an ego because my dad's a great rider, I'm gonna ride great, and try to stand the bike up or whatever. So it's really cool to see, man. It's definitely encouraging.
Yeah, because the joint with the when you the basketball court, that was cool, man. Like,
see what I was telling them now?
Yeah, but it was using like technology. It's like obviously you had you could find him, but track him by his phone.
Yeah, you saw him. I had the map up. I knew exactly. Yeah,
just like this motherfucker at the basketball court. But it's like that's the cool thing about now the tech and everything. Like I hate to be like that parent, man, but they got the chips now. You just throw the chips in the book bag or the shoe, and it's like that shit's with the.
Apple tags, they're about big, about the size of little quarters.
Yeah,
I got them on my bikes.
Yeah,
I got them on I got little Apple tags. When I pull up my device, I see exactly where everything is, dog. Yeah. Have them on your kids.
Well, especially when I was getting at in Baltimore. I didn't know it was a thing, man. The fucking the trafficking shit, like people was taking kids.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
Hella real.
So it was like,
That's why I
man.
tell my son, what is the last thing you saw? What was the last car? What was the last type of people? What were they wearing? Could you tell, did they speak? What did their voice sound like? I was like, those are the things we had to know. I had to know
Yeah,
that
man.
shit. Because if
Yeah,
I got to escape and I hit 411 on the payphone, I was here at this time, a gray van pulled up, 2 dudes hopped out, one was short, one was tall, one was wearing black jeans, one was wearing gray jeans. You had to give the whole thing. And then that's how we got information. Now I can just be like, where cuz at? All right. Let me get over there.
Yeah, man. I know you probably do the same thing. Even like when I go to, like, I'm going to pick up a project card, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy it, whatnot. I tell my wife, I was like, look, when we're less than 3 miles from the location, phone goes down. I said, look, when we park, we're not parking no one way where I gotta back out. We park.
Oh yeah.
And I said, look, and if you've been anywhere twice, you don't need to use the GPS anymore. You need to know how to get in and get out. Because at the end of the day, man, those things, you start to lose those senses when you rely on the phone too much.
Yeah.
That's how I do it, man. Like, I go pick up cars usually by myself, but I always park. I was like, man, if I got to stump the gas and roll out, I'm good. Because you never know when they're going to set you up. You buy a used car, $3-4 grand, that's an easy come up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, and we were in LA one time. My boy was looking specifically for SC3 or SC400. And he's looking, and we're at the shop. We're working on my car, and he's still looking. He's looking. It was 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. He like, yep, I just found a car. For whatever odd reason, at 1 in the morning, he goes and contacts this dude.
Yeah, it's not the
right? Dude answers. So we like, okay, well, Justin was getting tired, so Justin about to go knock out or whatever for a little bit. So he like, yo, let's go check out this car. I'm like, blood, we're in LA. We're out of bounds. We're from the Bay, dog. It's 1 in the morning. So anywhere we go, if there's niggas outside, we at a disadvantage. He like, yeah, it's all good. So I mean, we're safe. We'll say we're safe, right? So he's like, boom, boom, here's the woo woo. And then we look on the map before we even pulled in the area. We look on the map. We saw where the point was. We like, okay, this street, same like you're saying, you kind of, phones are down, but we know exactly how we're moving. We know which way we're gonna, go in and out. And window tinted, so the dude that was outside didn't know how many people were in the vehicle. There were multiple dudes outside. It's 1 something. So I'm sitting there like, okay, first thing I move.
Right.
Awkward way my boy ain't paying attention to. It's gonna be fireworks, right? But it was like, it ended up working out cool. He didn't buy it, but it was a check in the middle. I mean, why would you check a car in the middle?
Yeah, nighttime checking the cars.
But
I learned my lesson on that.
That bitch could be dumping oil.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But how it happened, it was just like, all right, cool, and we were in and out. And then when he jumped back in, he said, well, there's hella cats out there. I was like, yeah. He's like, it was even fools in the house. I said, oh, I know how many was in the magazine, and I know how many I was going to be aiming for. The closer you. And then, you know what I mean? And that's it. But it was just like, that, like what you're saying is true. Like, really, put that fucking phone down.
That's it.
If you can't, what do we used to do back in the day? Pull up MapQuest.
Yeah, print that.
We looked at that shit because if we was like me, I was riding a bike, so I didn't print it out, and some of my homies would print it and tape it on the tank. But I'd be like, okay, this 13 miles to this exit. Then from this exit, I make a left, and then I go here, and then I make a right, and I go here, and then you just keep it in your head, and it was just like boom, 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 and it was just like planned out. But now we're just like, we're here. Oh, we're there. Oh, it's right there, and you're missing it because you're looking at the phone. Now you got to go loop back and whatever. But yeah, if we stay present, man, and experience shit in a way that we don't really trip off of what everybody else is doing, we'll be noticing a lot more about a lot of shit, man. And it'll be, because I mean everything's fucked up now. You really have to have over here, you really have to have a test within the last 48 hours or vaccinated. You can't even go in Chuck E. Cheese, bro.
Really?
Nope.
Dang.
Get your ass out of here. Show me something. Okay, there's your vaccination. Yeah, you ain't got a test in the last 4. Your baby could be sitting there, but mommy, I really wanted to. Because that happened to my wife and daughter. I told her, I said, you can't go in. Because I take tests every 2 days. So I always have a current one. But work. And I told my wife, I said, you're not going to be able to go in. Don't even tell our daughter you're going to go to whatever. She didn't believe me. She pulled up and said, yo, they really, I told you, that's just what it is. So yeah, now everything is so weird. So now you have to do things outside because you can't go in.
You need to bring your ass to Georgia.
Oh, you open up.
Yeah, dude.
You walk in with the 6 shooters in Georgia, you'll be like, say something.
Yeah, dude. When I got the airplane, like I said, I told you, like, Alexa, I think I did. And I got off the plane, went to Waffle House. I had the mask on and shit. And I walked in there and like they all looked at me like Alan was like, nah, we don't, Alan was like, no shit, we don't do that here, man. I took that mask off, dude. I ain't. For what,
you didn't put it back on to the airplane.
Yeah. Well, 6-7 days I was there. And I was like, fuck, I got used to not just walking around with your face open. And so now here in Japan, I got the vaccination, but on base, you don't have to have the mask on. So when I go on base, on base, you don't have to have it on. They don't enforce it here. It's just like, kind of respect the thing or whatever. So you don't have to wear it. But on base, like, this really like, hey, you're good. Take that shit off, and do what you gotta do, whatever, man. So it's starting to people's, they getting rebellious, man. But yeah, it was good in Georgia, man. To dude, that whole event in AMP, I don't think I really seen. I didn't see one mask, and now I'm talking about thousands of people there, man.
Well, it's not crazy. That's life. Yeah, that's actual original life. But out here in California, you can't even go in a gas station. If you don't have a mask on, you pay at the window.
Yeah. So a lot of guys probably roll around with the shit like the.
That's why you always see me having it hang off my ear.
But I mean, like, in their car, they have like a pack of. Are they selling like the pack of 5, pack of 6 masks, the little paper ones now?
Yeah. They
so
got
like, you gotta have them. Like, my wife got a big ass box.
Even if you was just like, oh, let me rip the sleeve of my T-shirt off and pull it over my face, that's fine. You better not come in here with a naked ass face. Yeah. They'd be like, nope, get out of this gas station. And if it's an actual organization where it's an entertainment or eating, you can't go in unless you're vaccinated or a 48-hour test or a test within 48 hours of that actual date and time.
Man, this shit needs to be from a business aspect. That's why we talked before with the mask thing. I was like, I didn't sell them anymore after that first batch because I didn't want to be talking about this needs to be over and then I'm making like X amount of dollars a month on. So this shit needs to be done, man. I'm losing money and making money at the same time. And like the biggest thing is like, actually I just got a message from Turn 14, and Turn 14 has been on spot for me pretty much. And then like I'm waiting on a part that I ordered in June. It still ain't here, and it's like. The customer thing, and I'm bullshit. I'm like, nah, bro. It's not here. It's not here.
I've ordered a ton of things from my bike.
We can't cancel it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The thing that people have been worried about now that's been happening is stuff takes so long, you're over the 30 days or whatever of your credit. So turns, you just got to sit and wait for it. Yeah. So shit's getting, it's weird. But
you made the best of it,
you make the best of it. So, like, I'm always out and about on the bike. It's the most freest way to ride around, get around, enjoy fresh air. When I walk into an establishment or I walk into a gas station, I already got my fucking face covered. And they don't even care.
You're not trying to make a battle everywhere you go.
Right, yeah. And the people that complain and yell and holler about it, it's shit, like,
man, there's still people punching motherfuckers in the airplanes right now. Like some dude punched the stewardess or some shit. He was arguing in the back, and they sent him up to the front. Then he punched a chick in the face. I'm like, man, this shit, man, somebody gonna get killed in a fucking airplane in midair. Like, keep fucking around, man. Like, it's because they supposed to the marshals when there. I don't know what the marshals are. They like
marshals are
understaffed,
taking people out too.
Yeah. So it's. Shit's nuts. But hey, man, we had 3 hours and 16 minutes, man. I was like, hey, we're gonna be on there for an hour. Like, nah, but that shit ain't happening, man. So yeah, man. Hey, man, it's always a good time to link up with you guys, man. And like I say, man, the guys up there who just following along, man. Like, we pretty much, man, it's just what we've been talking about has just been, the business aspects, using social media as all. It's like we always talk about it because it's part of life now. And then again, giving the guy LZ and JR, who like it's like we're all loosely connected to these guys more so than others, but it's like, you know, we've all three met him, you know what I mean, and it's we it's just one of those things again, man. Like, you know, look at people doing stuff and like you and recognize what you're doing, because I could be like, fuck, man, you know, I ain't drifting and shit, blah blah blah. Then like, hey man, just take a pause, look outside, look at all the cars you got, look at the facility you got. You got way more than the next guy, man. So just relax, and that keeps legitimately like a smile on my face. Like, hey man, the way I see it is there's still money to be out there to be collected. There's just waiting for you to go get it. That's how I look at it, man. So, you know what I mean, you just gotta get your thing and your grind and focus on you, and you'll get there sooner than you can, man. And that's my final words, man. So I'll leave you guys with any promotions or stuff you got coming up, events, and then we'll wrap up like that, man.
Yeah, for me, I just got Fall Double Down. That's it used to be a 2-day event. Now it's a 3-day event. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be running the S14, the red one, the RB20.
RB20 be solid. Make all 3 days.
Exactly, man. I ain't trying to put down crazy power. I'm just trying to drive all 3 days. And promotion, man, you already know. BritishMoto.com. Go ahead and get your wheel. Get your, you know, this is our JGTC model.
I got one of those over there too, man.
Yep, hand baseball stick. We even engrave each model we make on the back there. So get your high quality track wheel or drift wheel, good to go there. And just check it out, BritishMoto.com and TogeTechniques.com.
All right, Lex, what you got coming up, man?
Shit, I guess I'm pumping the YouTube shit right now because finally have something to do on YouTube.
I've been checking it out, man. Man.
Yeah, I was when you sent me the Skype joint, I was editing and I said, "Oh shit!" I hopped up.
Like I said, but that I was just like, man, if he got time, like he'll pop in. So that was pretty cool, man.
Oh, it was perfect.
I'm doing that. My last couple of motorcycle track days got rained out. I did some mods on this that woke it up, made it accelerate way faster. Understand why people want
it. Hey, one thing I'm really digging is the donut. They revamped their shit, man. They got a lot of bike stuff now. Like they did. The shit was.
Why do you want this motorcycle to be so fast?
Well, the other guy, is another cat that he seemed like he's a kind of like dope break enduro guy, and he's talking about. It's been cool because they just kind of put new stuff in there. But yeah, I was down laughing at this shit. He was like, you said motorcycles need to chill out or something like that.
Yeah, that was the video. I mean, but it's really real. I rode the R6 the other day, and I was like, damn, I hate to say it, but it feels slow because it's so fast now. It's like, man, but yeah, we got Winter Jam coming up. It's been on hand as being the largest drift festival in the nation. Might have been the world at one point in time because we were rivaling Gottville. Because for Gottville, it is drifters and grippers and rally drivers and whatever. The attendance of each of those makes their full thing. We have a purely drift festival that had 357 drifters. Wow. So we had the largest drift-only event in the world at one time. It's still pretty big. It's coming up, so that's why I'm chomping at the bit really hard to get my car back together for my fuck up. And other than that, dude, I don't know. Oh, everything's back together. Yeah, RX-8's back together. I'm going to start having a lot more fun. And I probably will start it off once I get the other car back. And I'm going to start driving like I used to, not just been dialing it in, being on autopilot like I've been the last couple months. So I'm going to start getting way more fucking aggressive. I might even enter a few U.S. drift events, not because I want to go to Formula D, but because now I crave competing versus people that are, going for their...
I had a question for you, man, real quick. I already know you're a good track driver. What's your take on the time attack? Because I know you already do it within your own lap time. What's your take on it?
So you're putting together a car that is going to rip the fastest laps that you can do within the second or third lap out. 4 or 5 more laps, it's too much. Tires are done, shit like that. So
yeah,
I feel the intensity of it. I really like that intensity of it. As far as my driving focus, I think I would probably be really good at that. But the unlimited levels that the car has to be for the classes that get notoriety, you gotta have.
It's a money dump.
Yeah, dog. You gotta have a nutty fucking car, man. And I unfortunately at the moment don't have relationships with shops that could do stuff like that. Or, you know, I need to find an aero guy, a real fucking aero guy, you know, really make splitters and spoilers and canards and all of these things that
just to
really
be competitive.
Yeah. And then who's gonna put me together an engine that's gonna put out at least 500 horsepower? Because it's a momentum car like what I like to drive, it's not gonna work. It's gotta be
a dog, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I like it. I like looking at it. I watch Jackie Ding's content. When he does Time Attack in his class. I really like the competitiveness of it. Really like the competitiveness of it. But it would take, I think the age that I'm at now, the mentality I'm at now, I would do great at it, but goddamn, you got to sink some money into a car.
Yeah, it's a money game. And that's I just wanted, because I know you'd be good at it. So I was just kind of curious, because I did it a couple years, man, but it was just like that. I the closest I got is I broke like a top 10, and but it was still a 6-second gap. You know what I mean? That was back in 15, 16. You know, with a really fast car but shitty aero. And now it's to the point where these guys, you know, they got 200, 300,000. But I think it'll be fun, you know, I really like the idea you was talking about with the grip
week.
Grip week, because to me it's more fun doing an HPDE because you can get in more laps, more time, less stress, you know, you can still be competitive with your homies and have a good time.
Yeah,
and not to mention the cost.
Right, and specifically grip. Like, imagine this, right? So if we did grip week, we wouldn't be stepping on drift week toes. We'd be doing grips. So we could do tracks, back roads, and scenic drive.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could literally go hit the tow gate. We could have a truck follow us the same as they do, and then be like, all right, everybody take all of your shit out of the cars, put it in that trailer. We're going to hit this road, so-and-so.
Right.
Go balls out. Like, bomb it. You know, we're going to bomb it, meet at this diner at the end. The truck will meet us there, and then we can throw our stuff back in. There's a gas station there, and then we can continue on our way. But we could take this 20, 30-mile off-route excursion because this is what they say is the best road in this area. Like, we could do that kind of stuff. And I think that would just be so damn fun. You know, everybody on walkie-talkie or something. And it would be different than these supercar rallies. These supercar rallies are going 800 miles an hour on the freeway, getting in
pissing in bottles.
That shit's different, you know? Man. That shit's like gumball. Yeah.
Off in the cut somewhere. Then we pop out on the highway, just cruising. Then go park in the paddock of the track, wait for it to open in the morning, sleep there, like really, really rough it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, oh man, this is cool. Oh, I just slept in this bucket seat like this all night. Oh shit. You know what I mean? And then let's hit the track.
Yeah, I'm breaking a 4-door. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I know, right? I got a 4-door too, just them suicides. But yeah, that would be like really cool, and we could do that and have a damn blast. Yeah, and then you get to we can go to Blood Mountain out in Georgia. We can go up, hit the Tennessee. We can go right up there in Tennessee and mess around.
Dragon.
Yeah, you could do all of that kind of shit and then come down to a racetrack and do shit. I think that would be a good thing to plan, and it wouldn't be stepping on nobody's toes, and it would be a mix of all kind of cars. A great experience, man.
Yeah, and everybody's welcome that can take time off.
Yep.
Yeah, just don't show up no fucking money though. Like, yeah, man, like you be that dude on the trip, like, nah, dude, I don't got you this time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers,
Yeah. No,
you're a grown ass dude showing up like, oh man, can I get 5 for gas? Like, oh man, you ain't gonna make it, son.
That would That's the thing that they do in Drift Week, which I find entertaining. Whose car used the least amount of gas? Who have the least gas stops? Who, consume the least amount of gas?
Well, shit, if they got their proper, that Helltech or Link or something, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you think
tunes.
of it, you got your tune, just change your map.
That's all you gotta do. I did it for sure. I did it.
Going.
I did it for over 5 years here, man. I would have a 500 horsepower car, my 33, and I put the leanest fucking safest map on it to drive. I would drive 5 hours to Fukushima on 1 tank of gas, 1 tank. So I mean that shit was like, my AFR as an idle probably be like fucking almost 16, 5, 17.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah. So I leaned it way out, and then I was able to drive down there, stay out the boost, and take the pull of timing, and I had transmissions, so the car wasn't loaded too. And so like they shouldn't be with the new age, I'm talking about all of them. ECU Masters. They all got their availability to lean it out. So
I think that'd be great. I think we should mastermind this.
Yeah, man.
I'm with it.
I'm definitely like for me. It had to be post. It had to be post COVID, man. Because like I said, this man. Because when I got back from Atlanta, man, I had to Nowlands know I had to drive 16-hour flight. I had to drive another 9-10 hours back home because I couldn't take public transportation after I got back to Japan. So so it's just this shit got to go, man. But you guys heard it out there, man. Again, check all that stuff out. Again, those guys will be linked down there so you can follow them on all the social media. Toge Techniques, Bridge Moto, King, KOE Family. Lex _King _24. So all that stuff you guys know is down in the bottom. If you're in the respective areas, you want to get to the events, check it out. And again, like I say, guys, like it's going to be a lot more stuff coming up. We all got YouTube channels collectively, and just throwing stuff out there and collaborating. And it's not about having like that. What I tell the new guys, don't try to LZ. Just for example. When you get subscribers like that, it's this by he came from BMX to this to this to this, so he's bringing different crowds and they're different crowds. So, and sometimes it just pops like that, man. Some people just is the timing they get in it and they just get it and everything, and they got that timing. So don't feel bad. Like I said, I got 8,000 now, and it is what it is, man. But I still make money off it a different way. So out there, man, don't and collab. So collabing is. That people like I'm on a few dirt bike channels, and 2 of the top dirt bike channels is MX Factory and AJ's Moto Academy. They both collab, and it's like dope content because they're both top pro riders, but they bring in their crowds and they like take jabs at each other like I'm faster. If I beat you, you're gonna give away a bike, this and this. And
see, I would love shit like that.
And they collab in their channels now, and they double their output. So now I was looking at their analytics. Like a geek, their shit is now matching up. So every time Tyler shares AJ shit, it goes up.
Everybody can eat, man.
Yeah.
Country Wayne explained that. And,
dude, fucking hilarious.
You with Vlad's like, you got all these kids or whatever. You say, yeah, great. He's like, and I make content with them. He's like, and the that's on there is real. He's like, a lot of people don't understand it, don't believe it, but it's real. He said, I bought my 16-year-old son a $120,000 car, and he wrecked it. He said it cost $14,000 to fix, but the skits that we made off of it made us $45,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wrecked it, but it made money that he wrecked it. It made money when I bought it. So he's like, so all my kids work for me. All my baby mamas is in my skits. Everybody eats off of it, and it's great to collab like that. I like collabing with the homies. Sometimes it's fun because a lot of times I just be like, oh, I'm going to do this for the day. And I try to knock that out. And you be like, oh, let me get this done, this done, this done, this done. When you work with the homies, it's like, let's just do something, dog. Let's see what happens. And then it's cool. So, I look forward to, like I said, when I get back out to Georgia, we're going to link. When I get to, because I'm supposed to be doing something in Japan. We'll probably explain a little later, but something happen, I might get over to Japan. So
sure. I'll be over here. I got an arc.
I'll be here.
and a bunch of bunch of engines laying around and everything, man. So again, like you said, to sum it up, guys out there, togetherness. You know what I mean? Togetherness and all that stuff is cool. You know what I mean? It's social media again is bringing everything closer, but at the same time dividing too, man. So like all this, you know, again, man, we brought up some stuff and topics to make sense of some things. But like one thing you notice I don't do in this podcast, guys watching, listening, we're not current events. So we're not like a lot of podcasts out there. They don't talk about their shit. They talk about everybody else's shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about Kim and Kanye's divorce shit, but that's the type of shit I hear on other podcasts. I'm like, dude, okay, fast forward, dude. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I came here for comedy,
yeah,
not marital status shit and everything.
But
so every you know,
thing, and
it is what it is, man. So like I linked Lex to another podcast and I watched. I was like, oh, this is cool. Then I was like, yeah. It was just like they were trying to be another podcast that. You know,
but we both picked up on that.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, man. And, you know, I don't want to throw shade, but it was like they're trying to like one up and bring in like, well, I talked to Chelsea, and Chelsea's gonna come over, and Papa Doc is gonna be on. They trying to, you know, what I mean, spruce up shit. I'm like, man, somebody's already did that, and it doesn't work well. And it's you know, what I mean, I talked to Brewski who just won again. And you know, I had Power One and who finished fourth, and then I had, you know, Hurst, who's selling this car right now for 45, which that's a fucking deal out there, and that car should be sold already.
Yeah,
because I was like, fuck, bro. But I could buy that shit, but it wouldn't qualify for most events under because it's just too, you know, you had to take shit off, but. That car, and then you know we had Love on and stuff like that. So it was like I want to talk to the motherfuckers that nobody want to talk to. Again, Jelani, Corey, you know, everybody want to talk to JR and all those guys. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, but you gotta
out there talk to and get good combo.
Yeah, you gotta get it in. But anyway, guys, there, make sure you're checking out all those links out there. Be sure to like, subscribe to all our shit, and because you'll see things in their collaborations, things like that. So guys, there, just do what you gotta do. If you want to get on the podcast, like I said before, podcast pinkustar.com and check that out. So again, it's going to be Donnie signing out from Asawa, Japan. We got Alan in Talking Rock, Georgia, and we got Lex over in Richmond, California. CA, not VA, like I said, like we say all the time, man. So you see it later. So it's going to be us to sign out. So see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.